Anderson eto! Oh my God! Gol i Aberystwyth! Ddim wedi mynd y gornel, dim ffasiwn be. Mae'r gwiriad mewn, a mae Flint yn i'r hoedd i mewn i'r hoedd.
Mae Aberystwyth yn aros fyny.
Mae da ni gêm fawr, tor fawr ar wobr. Wel, mae'n fwy na mawr i'r ddau yma. Ewrop yw'r wobr. Craig Williams am groesiad. Williams! Costyn Pesha! Williams, i'r dre newydd, y secret y gogeidwad! Shepherd, i'w chymryd i, mae na! Yn y gornel, mae Holford yn Ewrop. Siom enfawr i'r dre newydd. Diweddglo dramatig, diweddglo gwahanol i'r ddau dîm yma, diwedd tymor diwetha. A'r tymor yma, di dechrau eitha tebyg ac yn siomedig. Yr unig ddau dîm sydd wedi colli i 2 gêm gynta yn uwch gyngrair Cymru JD. Dim 1 pwynt ganddyn nhw. Mae hynny'n mynd i newid pnawn yma. Na'r newyddion da i un ohonyn nhw. Pwy a wyr. Croeso mawr ato ni. Croeso mawr i Siôn Meredith sy'n cael y cwmni i fi hefyd. Siôn, gynt o Aberystwyth a Chaerfyrddin. Reit, mae'r ddau wedi colli 2 gêm gynta. Siôn, mae yn gynnar, ond pa'n o'r ein sy'n poeni fwyaf bydde ti'n teimlo?
Wel, yn bersonol, fi'n credu Aberystwyth yn edrych ar y ddoi o rhan y strwythur y tîm. Mae yna dyfnder yn tîm y Dre Newydd, lot o newidiadau i'r ddau dîm, ond dwi'n meddwl bod strwythur a dyfnder y Dre Newydd tipyn cryfach na Aberystwyth. A Chris Hughes yn ganol wythnos yn gweud ar ôl y canlyniadau gwael, y perfformiadau ddim mor ddrwg.
Ie, digon teg. Mae'n siŵr bod y ddau nhw eisiau gael pwyntiau. Goliau hefyd, Aberystwyth ddim wedi sgorio. Eto, mae yna goliau. Di bod pnawn yma, goliau hwyr dramatig yn y gyngrair yma. A'r Seintiau Newydd ar y blaen o 2 gol i ddim. Mae mewn i'r munudau ola yn ebyn y Bari. Gorffennodd hi'n gyfartal. McLagan, 96 o funudau yn cipio pwynt i'r Bari. Yn ebyn y Seintiau Newydd. Holford yn sgorio ar ôl tua 96 o funudau. Yn ebyn Caernarfon hefyd. Rhys Abruzesi yn cael y gol yna. Met dal ddim dieldio. Y Bala ddim dieldio tymor yma. Nhw'n ennill eto o gol i ddim neithiwr ar Met pnawn yma. Mae'n ddiddorol gweld y sgorio yna. Siôn, beth am ganlyniad y Bari yn y Seintiau Newydd?
Ie, dim lot o dîmau sy'n dod nôl a trio cael pwynt, especially o'r ffaith bod Bari wedi cael y pwynt yna yn golygu bod y tabl ar y brig yn edrych yn agos dros ben.
Ie, beth sy'n taro chi? Gymaint o clybiau wedi cael dechrau da a'r 6 gwylod yna, os ddim un nhw wedi ennill eto. Fi'n gwybod mae'n gynnar, ni'n ailadodd hyn. Ond mae pwynt yn cyrraedd, oedd Owen Tudor-Jones yn sôn yn y gêm gyntaf, bai Colwyn yn ebyn Caernarfon. So, chi eisiau'ch gol gyntaf, chi eisiau'ch pwynt gyntaf, chi eisiau'ch buddigoliaeth gyntaf. A pryd mae hynny'n dechrau troi'n broblem?
Ie, to beth mae'n gwneud, mae'n codi pwysau. A mae dod mewn i ymarfer ganol wythnos lot well ar ôl ennill. A mae colled yn gallu bwrw ti. Dyn ni sara bod ti momentum. Ie, mae'n gynnar, ond hefyd y ffaith bod ti wedi colli'r ddoi gyntaf. Sy'n momentum yn dywared i.
Ie, na'r peth. Na'r sy'n poeni y ddau reolwr fan hyn, a fel o Siôn yn ogrymu, rheolwr Aberystwyth falle mwy na Chris Hughes o Dre Newydd. Dewch i ni glywed gan y gŵr sy'n ofal Aberystwyth nesa, Anthony Williams, yn siarad yn Mike Davies.
Anthony, 2 games, 2 defeats, but nothing like a Mid-Wales derby to inspire your young charges.
Yeah, like I said, you have a bit of a new squad, quite a few new faces come in. We've done probably 45 minutes in both games. We played really well, but ultimately we've lost both games. So we go into this game now full of confidence on the back of the second half from last game. 1 or 2 changes probably today, but looking forward to it and hopefully it's a good result for us.
Scoring goals remains an issue for your team. What have you worked on this week to try and alleviate that problem?
I think it's the same for every question. You can ask anyone in the league the same thing. I think if they see the results, apart from our game and the Connah Quay, there's been very little goals in most of the games. But no, it's a collective effort. It's not just the front lads, it's the midfields, the forwards, the defenders, it's the set pieces, etc. So it's a collective effort. We've looked at certain ways of scoring more goals, but ultimately clean sheets are first and foremost.
Anthony Williams, diolch yn fawr iawn.
Thank you. Cheers.
Okay.
Fel pob rheolwr am hynny, dyn nhw'n eisiau ildio, mae fe eisiau sgorio. A pam gollon nhw'n Connah yn drwm, oedd e'n sôn bod nhw'n trwy'r chwaraewyr mewn. Maen nhw wedi cael cwpl o chwaraewyr mewn, newidiadau heddi. Be wneud i'r newidiadau o ran Aberystwyth?
Wel, y dyn ifanc yn dod mewn o arfenthig o gei Connah Hogan, ddibrofiad ar y lefel yma, ond yn sicr, sy'n ni fe, byddwn ni'n dod mewn, reit, dyma'n nghyfle i ddangos beth dwi'n gallu wneud ar y lefel yma yn y gyngred yma. Ond y cwestiwn mawr i fi yw, ydy'r chwir o amgylch yn mynd i gallu rhoi cyfleon iddo fe a edrych ar ôl e?
Gen i weld cwpl o'r goliau maen nhw wedi ildio tymor yma. Mae'n rhyw batrwm o ran y ddau dîm yn ildio. Falle tîm eraill yn just pasio heibio nhw bach rhy hawdd.
Mae yna, o ran y goliad, mae'r ddoi dîm wedi ildio hyd yn hyn. Maen nhw'n eitha tebyg. Y cut-back na fel ni'n gweud o'r byline i Aberystwyth yn broblem. Felly, lawr y chwith yn amddiffynol, mae yna problemau. A fel welon ni erbyn Cei Connah, nifer o'r goliau yn dod lawr y chwith, y cut-back, a mae hwnna i fi lot rhy hawdd.
Mae'n gol hyfryd o ran Cei Connah, dwi'n mynd gweud, ond fel ti'n sôn, falle bod nhw'n agored. Hefyd, pam chi, peder i ddim ar yr egwyl. Be mae hwnna'n gweithio ti am problemau sydd yna?
Mae'r gêm wedi benni. Ti 4 i ddim lawr. Fi'n gwybod bod Taf wedi cael tipyn o eiriau wedi cael ei weid yn ystod y hanner, ond i fi mae'r gêm wedi benni. Felly, problemau.
Dyna'r sefyllfa ar ran y ddau tîm. Dim bod pwysau arnyn nhw, yn gynnar yn y tymor, 2 gêm sydd wedi fynd, felly wneud popeth newid pnawn yma, a dewch i ni glywed gan reolwr y dre newydd nesa, a Mike, ti fod yn holi Chris Hughes.
Chris, it's been a challenging start to the season. 3 games, 3 defeats in all competitions. What tactics are you going to employ today to ensure the elusive first win?
Hello, look, I think the performances have been okay. I think in the 2 league games that we played, I think there's some positives we can take from them. Obviously, there's areas we need to improve on, and I think we tried to do that this week. So we're hoping that we're at home. We want to put a positive performance on. We're hoping to get the first win of the season, as you said.
You've been here nearly 10 years now, Chris. One thing you're not going to do is panic.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, you know the league well enough, and we're only 2 games in, so we'll be calm in what we do, and we go about our work, and we prepare well. And we believe in what we're trying to do here. The players are believe in the same as well as the staff. So, for us, it's just focusing on the next game, and it's Aberystwyth at home. And like I said, we want to try and put a good performance on at home and get those 3 points.
Dave Jones, your ex-number 1 goalkeeper, makes a swift return to Latham Park today, but you really don't want him to return to haunt you.
No, look, David was a fantastic servant for the football club. I think he was one of my first signings when he came here, and obviously, played a part in all the success we've had over the years. So it'd be good to meet up with him today, but hopefully he doesn't have a good afternoon, and we can get the performance and the result that we need.
Chris Hughes, diolch yn fawr.
Diolch.
Chris yn barod amdani. Lot o newid y bod yn yr haf. 12 wedi gadael. Mae Robbie Evans wedi dod mewn gynt o'r ex. Am Oswell nôl, dwi'n chwarae heddi. Yw tîm yn cymryd amser i setlo pa mae gymaint o newidiadau?
Mae'n gallu, a fel ti'n gweud, falle bod hwnna'n ffactor y ffaith bod y dre newydd wedi dechrau mor wael hyd yn hyn, ond...
Pam bod hynny'n digwydd gyda llaw? Achos mae fe'n digwydd yn aml.
Wel, fi ddim yn cosi'n penni bod hi, achos o'n i'n meddwl falle y ffactor bod nhw wedi bohara yn Ewrop yn 2 mlynedd diwetha. Rhyw weithiau ti'n cael fatigue o chwarae y gêm Ewropeaidd. Dyma'r tro cyntaf nhw falle dwi'n mewn y gyngred yn ffresh. Ond sa'n gwybod. Ond un peth sy'n sicr, mae wedi troi around ym mhob tymor arall.
Mae hwnna'n deg iawn. Mae fe'n profiadol o ran gwneud hynny. Gyn i weld y goliau mae rhaid wedi bod yn ildio hefyd, a mae'n eitha tebyg i'r rai Aberystwyth. Mae rhyw broblem da'r 2 dîm lawr o dde yna.
Problemau lawr o chwith. Chris Venables fan hyn yn benni. Wel, be mae wedi'i wneud yn ystod i yrfa yn benni ddinglinigol, ond chwarae credigol lawr y chwith yr amddiffyn i'r dre newydd. A eto, Venables ar y pys yn pella. Dwi'n meddwl na fe sy'n cael y gol hyn, a fe sy'n dathlu. Ond mae'r goliau yn debyg ofnadw. Cynarfon fan hyn. Mark Williams yn ardderchog i cyrraedd y bêl, a wedyn y cutback. A mae mor hawdd benni'r cyfleon yna.
Cynarfon yn dathlu fan hyn, yn o bron ennill eto pnawn yma yn Hwlffordd gyda llaw. Hwlffordd yn sgorio gol hwyr ddramatig dros ben hefyd. Pnawn yma Barry di sgorio gol hwyr ddramatig yn y Seintiau Newydd honna yn gyfartal. Ond fan hyn, mae'n siŵr byddai'r 2 dîm just eisiau pwyntiau cynta'r tymor. Aberystwyth edrych am gol gyntaf, sôn am bwynt. Mae'r cyfan yn gallu newid yn gyflym iawn. Fi'n gwybod bod ni'n sôn am y problemau, ond mae un pnawn bach da yn gallu newid popeth.
Fi'n meddwl bod falle bydd Aberystwyth yn digon hapus gyda'r pwynt heddi, jyst i ddechrau'r tymor. Y dre newydd, dwi'n meddwl yn wahanol, fi'n credu fydden nhw'n edrych am y tryffwynt.
Os na bryderon falle o ran Aberystwyth, ni'n gwybod bod dre newydd yn ailadrodd bod nhw'n dechrau'n araf. Aberystwyth wedi bod yn cael tymorau anodd dros ben yn ddiweddar. Os angen nhw boeni eto?
Wel, yn anffodus, oes, achos yr un patrwm fel o ti'n gweud, ni wedi gweld gyda Aber yn wedig yn y 2 dymor diwetha, ffaith bod nhw'n sefyll yn y gyngor ar y gêm diwetha, bron y cic diwetha, tymor diwetha, felly gobeithio bod hanes yn mynd i ailadrodd ei hunan, ond ar y foment dwi'n mynd i edrych yn briliant.
Dyna'r sefyllfa, dyna'r pryderon o bosib cyn y gêm ddarbu yma bod dros awr rhwng Aberystwyth a'r Drenewydd. Mae Sean yn mynd i ddiflannu i'r pwynt sylwebu, wnaethon nhw'n cymryd awr, so'n credu, i gyrraedd fyny i'r pwynt sylwebu yn Saesneg ar y botwm coch. Mae cyn ymysodwr Cymru, Malcolm Allen gyda Mike Davies pnawn yma ac yn disgwyl am Sean yn y pwynt sylwebu. Mae Ifan Gwilym o gythnos diwetha, Ifan ond i'r newydd ddyfodiad wythnos yma, ond i'r ddau dîm sydd wedi bod yma o'r dechrau'n deg o ran uwch gyngred Cymru.
2,000 Welsh Premier League games between Newtown and Aberystwyth. Both have been ever present in the Cymru Premier since its inception in 92-93. However, both have experienced difficult starts to the 2023-24 season, and both await their first points and wins, and Aber are still to score in the league this season. However, there's nothing like a Mid-Wales derby to inspire improved performances. Keeping me company on Red Button commentary this evening is former Welsh international Malcolm Allen. Good evening, Malcolm. How do you see this one going?
Pressure game, both teams, I feel. I know it's at the beginning of the season, they're both finding their feet, as every club does, players settling in, but for sure, you know, they're going to be in the bottom 6. That's my opinion right now, after 2 games, but we've still got another week. Players will be coming in to strengthen both squads, I'm sure.
And an experienced captain in Kieran Mills-Evans coming back into the side, and of course they've lost the services of Craig Williams, which is a big loss.
Yeah, with captaincies, and especially with Craig Williams, how he influences players in training, in the dressing room, on game days, and that's where they've been missing the last couple of games.
And a young captain for Aberystwyth, Jack Thorne. We'll see how Aberystwyth fare this evening. They will hope to do better than the last time they played against Newtown. A demolition derby it was here before Christmas. 6-1 it finished to Chris Hughes' men. And in terms of tonight's team news, Newtown make 3 changes from the defeat against Cardiff. Mills-Evans replaces Shane Sutton, comes in as captain. Matty Jones on the left side of defence in place of Roberts. Aaron Williams leads the line in the absence of Jason Oswell. In terms of Aberystwyth, they make 4 changes. Harry Owen returns to the defence. Darlington Cadwallader and Luca Hogan, 18 years of age, makes his Cymru Premier debut. And former Newtown goalkeeper Dave Jones makes a swift return to Latham Park after 9 seasons.
Yeah, the usual 4-2-3-1 formation for Chris Hughes' team, Newtown, but important that Rob Les and this man, they get the ball out wide, take people on, get crosses in the box for Aaron Williams, Oswell out injured today, so Aaron will want to make a point. And with Aberystwyth, 3 at the back, yeah, Walsh and Kirkman, both youngsters on loan from the New Saints. They're 3 at the back. But most important thing for me is the 3 boys up front, plenty of experience, apart from Hogan. Robbie Evans, he was the youngest captain ever to play for Wrexham at one time. 18-year-old he was back the years, but now he's 28 years of age, and now he's got plenty of experience for him, so he'll be holding that midfield for him. Hogan, what a player this. Now he's the young lad, Lucas Hogan, on loan from Connah. They think a lot of him up there. 18 years of age, 8 goals in 18 games for the under-19s last season. Wants to make his mark for Aberystwyth today.
A lot expected of this young man. Our referee this evening is Mr Nick Pratt of Deganwy. He's been refereeing in the Cymru Premier since 2010. This will be his first league game of the season, but he did take charge here at Latham Park when Newtown lost to Gilsfield in the Nathaniel MG League Cup.
Well, I'll just add on to Hogan there. He's just run onto the ball in the left-hand side of the pitch there. They went a little bit Just a straight ball, wasn't it, from the back there, played down the left-hand side. There was Chris Hughes just taking my eye off the ball a little bit, just in front of our point of commentary here. Hogan's a massive lad. He's a big 6'3" boy. He'll compete for everything. He has got good feet for a big fella as well. Here he is. Nearly.
And it will be important that Aberystwyth start brightly this evening. They conceded 4 in the first half against Quay Nomads. Didn't really look like scoring against Cardiff Met, so they will need to be on the front foot from the beginning. Chris Hughes will be looking for an upturn in fortunes. Traditionally, Newtown do start slowly. They were in 11th position, I think, after 8 games last season. And 2 seasons ago, they also started slowly. So traditionally, Newtown do start quietly, but do finish strongly. But speaking to some of their supporters before the game, they did point out that they played TNS twice, Connah and Penybont in the first 6 games of last season, so the pressure was on from the start. This season, a defeat here against Penybont and a disappointing performance and a defeat also at the Oval last week. Here's Billy Kirkman. Kirkman on loan from New Saints to Aberystwyth. That's a positive run by Kirkman. Darlington, well, the idea was right, but Mark Cadwallader, I think, was in an offside position. And our first look, Malcolm, at the new goalkeeper here, Andy Wishilly. He had an afternoon to forget in his first game, where the ball slipped under his foot. And it was an own goal by Robbie Evans, his first afternoon out. And of course, in the opposite goal, we have Dave Jones, who spent 9 seasons here. And Chris Hughes had some nice words to say about Dave Jones after his 350-plus performances for Newtown in the Welsh Premier League.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shock for me that Dave Jones left after so long, but he needed a new challenge. And he's took the challenge up at Aberystwyth this season, so that's just new for him. Did very well here. Didn't do so well last year, only 4 clean sheets to, I think it was 13 the week before, the season before. So, yeah, he's a presence, and you need a goalkeeper with a presence. Witchley used to be a TNS, didn't he, in the academy as a youngster. He's now 25 years of age, had a bit of experience in the English pyramid. Made that mistake, but if you're a goalkeeper and you make mistakes, normally you concede a goal. So, but he's done well. Chris Hill said to me before the game, he's done very well in training. He's got his head back up.
And a mistake in midfield by Jack Thorne. He's Aberystwyth captain. He's lucky there to escape that yellow card, because that was pretty cynical.
Yeah, definitely. His dad taught him how to do that. Played against his dad a few times. Andy Thorne with Wimbledon. Won the Wimbledon FA Cup final, didn't he, against Liverpool? He was in that team then.
That's right. He was part of the crazy gang. Kirkman again, having a few early touches. The young man on the left-hand side creates time for himself through a pass, though.
I really feel that Kirkman could play at a different level, a higher level, I should say. He's at TNS at the moment. He's got good schooling there, good background. On loan here at Aberystwyth to make sure you get first 2 games.
This is Robles. Robles in towards the near post. It's headed clear by Bradford. Kirkman again creates a little bit of time for himself. Sets himself on his left foot. Good ball into Hogan's feet. Hogan to Darlington. Darlington hasn't had many starts for Aberystwyth. He's won everything with TNS. 7 championships, 4 Welsh Cups.
Nick Pratt, as usual, just shouting out orders to some of the players. I'm in charge this afternoon.
I think he was making that particularly clear to Anthony Williams that he was in charge. He was getting one in the ear there. Crossfield passes, headed out by Ismail. It will be a throw to Aberystwyth, far side here at Latham Park.
Every team, it's very difficult for every team to start on the front foot in every season. I just feel these 2 teams just a bit rusty, finding their feet. new players settling in, buying into the manager's ideas and system.
First time we've seen Jack Thorne's long throw. Thorne back into the middle. And it's headed clear, but there is a foul in the 6-yard box. The foul on Dominic Smith, another new player. Hearing Dylan Ebenezer speak about 12 changes here at Newtown and 10 changes, 10 in, 10 out at Aberystwyth.
Oh, that is a challenge and a half, isn't it? He's not just gone in with his arms first, but he's actually followed through with his body as well. So he's just had a knock on the side of his head there, you can see.
Mills Evans is one of 3 changes made by Chris Hughes. He replaces Shane Sutton. We'll have a closer look at this, Malcolm.
He goes in with his elbow. That's a naughty one. You know, that is a naughty one. And Alex knows it. He's played enough football to know that he's not going to be first to that ball. He's so close to me. He's only 20 yards away. I actually like to shout at him and say, hey, keep your arms down. You don't need to do that.
Perhaps you'd expect the referee's assistants to help Nick Pratt.
Yeah, but I don't think they're allowed to. You know, Nick hasn't seen it himself. So if it was a red card, then it would be different. I don't think it's a red card, but he's definitely gone with his elbow, and then he's off the floor. He's off the floor, so he can't put the brakes on and not go through with the tackle. He's committed to it. And Alex at the start of the game has just made Mills Evans know that he's in the game this afternoon.
And Mills Evans had a difficult season. Last season had his fair share of injuries, missed a lot of the season. Comes in this evening, as I said, in place of Shane Sutton. Williams to Sears down the channel. That's out of play. Newtown and Aberystwyth, 7 minutes played here at Latham Park. Some interesting results this afternoon as well, Malcolm. It's been a pretty dramatic afternoon in the Cymru Premier. Late goals at Haverfordwest and at Park Hall. Kane McLagan, the Barry captain, ensured a point for Barry, an excellent point on the road.
Yeah, I know, but I'll talk about the Cardiff one first, because I'm sure they'll feel like coming home, longest journey that they will make this season, and you know they'll be coming home thinking they've lost, even though it's a great point away to Haverfordwest because of the late goal. I think 98th minute or something, wasn't it? So for that draw, but again, Connah Town unbeaten, top the league, as well as TNS on the same amount of points tonight. 2-0 up. Barry just been promoted.
Ball is cleared by Woolham. It's collected by Hughes. Hughes towards the far post, looking for Williams. Williams wrestled to the floor by Harry Owen. Ball is cleared downfield, and that'll be a very interesting battle there between Harry Owen on loan from Connah's Quay.
I think he's a good player, only 19. I think he's a big, strong lad. I think there's a lot to come from him. The most important thing is for him that he plays, you know, against men every week, out the youth system, which he did last year, played him in this league last season.
Sears to Robles. Newtown looking very comfortable in possession. Again, it's swept in towards the far post. It's cleared on the volley. Cowans turns. Sears and acres of space on the right-hand side. Good cross in, dangerous cross. Dave Jones calls and collects. And first important piece of work for the former Newtown goalkeeper. Over 350 appearances here in 9 seasons. And already the Aberystwyth faithful are really happy to see an experienced goalkeeper between the sticks.
Yeah, absolutely. But the way they shouted about, 5 seconds before, when the ball's in the air, then everybody just moved. He took the doubts out of the air. That's all you can ask a goalkeeper, that every time he makes the decisions up for the defenders. Keepers! They know he's coming. Away! They know they've got to clear it. Take the doubts out of the air.
And he also played very well against Cardiff Met. It could have been a heavier defeat on the opening Saturday of the season. Ismail throwing himself into the defender Owen. Players on the floor. Play on. And that's a good piece of play by Louis Bradford. Opportunity here for Aberystwyth to counter-attack. It's spread out to the left-hand side for Darlington, into the path of Kirkman. Kirkman chooses the path inside. Some nice silky skills by Kirkman, looking to pull the ball back. But it's a goal kick.
Can I ask, because there's 10 minutes gone here, Mike, plenty of spice in the game, plenty of little tackles that you're thinking, oh, are they going to go for it? And it's a 50-50, 60-40. They're into it. This is great play by Kirkman. All of a sudden, he is a full-back, but he can play as a wing-back like he is today. He's plenty of energy, gets himself in the box. He's happy to go past people. That's one thing. Do you remember Chris Marriott when he was at his best? Chris Marriott always did it. He had about 12, 13 assists every season in TNS's first team. Kirkman will be following in the footsteps, but for me, he's got a great chance to move even further forward and into the English pyramid at some time or other. Got the potential to do that. But you played, did you play in any of these derbies? Would you consider,
yes, plenty of them.
Newtown Aberystwyth derbies? So how much of a derby is it? Is it a big one that the feeling I'm getting the first 10 minutes here that they're up for it, both teams?
It's a massive derby, Malcolm. You cannot underestimate it. It's only 40 miles between the two sides, but so much spice, and also players that have played on both sides as well. But, you know, over those, 31 seasons in the Welsh Premier League, both sides have experienced, both in terms of almost avoiding relegation. Probably the best that Aberystwyth have done is in the first season where they finished third. And Newtown have finished, runners-up, I think, on 2 occasions. So, they've done very, very well as well. But here, Aber, down the right-hand side, it will be the first corner of the evening.
It's remarkable, Mike, right, that none of these teams have been in the league 31 years, and either team haven't won the championship.
96 and 98, Newtown were runners-up. 93, Aberystwyth finished third. But the longevity of these teams is surrounded by the community that they serve, I feel. And, they are to be congratulated on that longevity, and long may it continue. Yeah. But they are under pressure now.
Yeah, I'll speak to you about Newtown after this corner. What I think about this catchment area here, which is more of an advantage than Aberystwyth where they are.
Kirkman curls it in. It's headed clear by Smith, the new man. Aaron Williams under pressure, and the foul is awarded for Newtown in the penalty box.
Quickly.
Ball played quickly, headed away. Sears collects, playing in an advanced position into Robles. Robles does well to keep possession.
Now, Robles is one of them players for Newtown that can turn a game. You're looking about Ismail the other side as well. If they can get the ball out to them too, they can create something. They're a little bit different level, if you like, to some players on the pitch.
Mills Evans forward towards Robles. He's beaten in the air by Woolham.
Yeah, another 19-year-old. 19-year-old, 2 19-year-olds and a 21-year-old as 3 defenders for Aberystwyth this afternoon, or this evening now.
Anthony Williams is a very experienced coach working with young players, and he's taking his fair share of youngsters on loan, giving them the experience that they need. And here's one of them, Kirkman, on loan from the New Saints, to Jack Thorne, 22 years of age, one of Aberystwyth's youngest ever captains. He plays the ball forward, looking for the run of Iwan Lewis, and Wishley quickly off his line. But a word about young Jack Thorne. As you said, the son of Andy Thorne, a former Wimbledon professional. But we talk about captains, about their leadership qualities, etc. Long ball here from Newtown. And Dave Jones heads clear. Almost reminds me of last week and the screamer by Creamer. It's collected by Ismail. Cowan's out to Sears. Sears sweeps it in.
Yeah,
and, talking about leadership skills, but it's not only leadership, but influence as well. And here's Neil Gibson, Connah's key Nomads manager, making all the notes he needs.
Yeah, and making notes on these loan players. as well, because he's got a couple of loan players here, isn't he? He's got Harry Owen and he's got also Luca Hogan. So 2 young lads who are in his academy teams, or maybe they haven't got a reserve team, but in the first team squad, if you like Hogan has been for Europe, for the European games this season. So he'll be keeping an eye on them.
And Connah's Quay's next game is at home against Newtown, so he'll be keeping a close eye, having beaten Aberystwyth already, of course, 4-0 in their second game. But Connah's Quay must be so disappointed having lost that game to such a freak goal, should we call it? An own goal by goalkeeper Rushton last night at Maes Tegid.
Yeah, very disappointing way to lose a game, obviously. But I said before, didn't I, about Whiteley in the goal for Newtown. When a goalkeeper makes a mistake, they usually concede a goal, and then it's highlighted all the time.
There's Thorne again, winning that all-important 50-50 in midfield. Kirkman loses out to Robles. Robles turns into space. Aaron Williams offers himself.
Yeah, not many options, was there, for him?
Right there.
Robles running, and then fair play to the youngster Woolham. He just slowed him down to let people get back behind him to cover the position and the situation. 2 massive players today for me, see. Thorne in the middle of the field and Ewan Lewis. Ewan Lewis is 30-year-old, a bit more experience. We'll wait a second.
Great play by Hogan. Hogan to Cadwallader, flashes a shot wide of the mark. But our first real look at Luca Hogan there. Quick feet, excellent pass. First opportunity for goal by Aberystwyth.
Yeah, it's a half chance, for sure. Especially when Hogan opens up his body, sees the run. Cadwallader just pulled off and showed him the good angle for the pass to be easier. Didn't get his head up at all, did he? He just slowly tried to move the ball to get half an angle, got the half an angle, smashed it across the goal. Maybe I just feel what he could have done would just go at pace, take him on at pace, and then make a decision against Dominic Smith, so he has to dive in and then get past him 1v1 with the goalie.
It must be said, Hogan's pass was superb and timed to perfection.
Yeah, it was, but don't you think, Mike, as well, that Cadwallader used his experience by the angle he gave him. Yeah. Instead of just running through, he opened up the angle for him to give him the pass. I think it's clever play from Cadwallader with a great pace in the pass and the vision maybe from Hogan to play the ball in.
Andy Wishley in your picture. And then Mark Cadwallader, 4 goals for Aberystwyth last season. Was injured in the opening game, missed the trip to Connah's Quay. Some Aberystwyth faithful have made the journey. Always happy to collect underneath our commentary position here at Latham Park. This is Matty Jones. Jones, formerly of Aberystwyth. It must be so frustrating as well for supporters, and particularly perhaps for Anthony Williams, local boy, decides to move up to Newtown rather than stay with his hometown club. But there we are. These decisions are made. Billy Kirkman, the opportunity for him in the left-back position, a position that would normally have been taken by Matty Jones.
Yeah, good player, Matty, on his day. Defensively, maybe not as good as attacking-wise, but for sure, just room for development and learn.
Long throw by Cowans. It's helped on by Mills Evans. Hogan collects, big strong boy. And this time his pass goes out for a throw-in.
Yeah, just need to be a little bit more confident there, Hogan. No one's going to, take the ball off him. He's a big, strong lad. Just hide it. Hide the ball and keep it.
Smith with a header, edge of the box. Williams sets it up. And the ball ricochets away. It was Evans with the shot. Nice set-up play there by Aaron Williams for Robbie Evans.
Yeah, but I spoke earlier about how important, or more important, is Ewan Lewis and Jack Thorne in front of the back 5, if you like, for Aberystwyth today.
Crossed early in, and Evans gets another snapshot away, and Cadwallader helping out in defence. Can only clear partially. Ball with Matty Jones. Jones What a wonderful left foot. Crosses it in. Dominic Smith is there. Didn't expect the ball. Missed by the defenders.
Yeah, on his heels. Didn't expect, did he? Just on his heels.
20 minutes played here at Latham Park. Newtown 0, Aberystwyth 0. I'm sure that Anthony Williams will be the happier of the managers, Malcolm, having not conceded and created that opportunity for Cadwallader.
Yeah, half a chance for Cadwallader. I think what Aberystwyth are doing is just getting a foothold a little bit. They've settled a little bit better than Newtown. Newtown play to a high tempo, and at the moment it's just a one tempo, and that's not the one that Chris Hughes wants.
Kirkman again, into the feet of Hogan. Hogan against Mills Evans, skips past Mills Evans, looking to pull the ball back, and it's George Hughes who's across, and once again just an opportunity for us to see this 18-year-old on his Welsh Premier League debut. Silky skills.
Yeah, didn't have enough chances last season, did he? Opportunities because of Malkin in front of him. He's gone to Bala now, so this lad's gone out on loan. He's come to Aberystwyth. And did you see the confidence there? Positiveness. Just faced his defender, Mills Evans. How many games has he played and how much experience has he got? The young 18-year-old just dummies to go inside, then pulls it back on his left foot, and he's won his team a corner. Great to see.
Great skill by Hogan. Wins Aberystwyth the corner. It's Darlington. Cluster of players in and around goalkeeper Wycherley. Up to the far post, but Andy Wycherley, he catches that confidently, and Matty Jones looking to play the ball forward to Ismail. Zelly Ismail against Liam Walsh, and good tackle by Walsh. It's collected by Matty Jones. Cowans offering himself. Ball into Ismail's feet, come off his wing. Took a bang there. And a mistake by Iwan Lewis, loses possession. But Jack Thorne is there for Aberystwyth, and Aber need a little bit of time on the ball, and they can't get their foot on it. And both sides are guilty of giving away possession easily here. This is Hughes. Hughes to Robbie Evans, who's basically taken the place of Walker, who was in midfield for the past 2 seasons for Newtown. I thought Hughes and Walker were a potent partnership in midfield, but Walker has left and Robbie Evans has come in.
Yeah, just to see Taff there on the sidelines. He's shouting out to the midfield player, Iwan Lewis. Played every game last season, Iwan Lewis, in the Aberystwyth team. 30-year-old by now. He's just a steady influencer. He can glue things up for you. He's such an important player in the system that they're playing with, this three in the back. So him and Jack Thorne could just, starting positions are really important. They protect them back three.
Kirkman in picture. Opportunity for Dave Jones to knock this long. And they do have attacking potential on the bench in John Owen and Steph Davis, but of course they played about nearly 30 games between them last season, only 1 goal, so goals have always been a problem for Aberystwyth in the last 2 seasons. Darlington, wonderful vision by Darlington to Kirkman. Kirkman with Iwan Lewis outside, could have played that earlier. No offside, Lewis floats it in, and it's come off an Aberystwyth head. I think it was Liam Walsh, a late run into the box by Walsh.
Yeah, another youngster coming in from the other flank, but how slow was this from Kirkman as after the ball? You know, he's standing on the ball, he's crossed the ball in, yeah, it's Walsh just threw himself at the ball, but still, I'm looking at Kirkman's on the ball, he's passed it to Thorne out on the left, and I'm thinking, hold on, why are they slowing play? You can't slow play, you've got to go quickly, more positively.
Thought if he'd played the ball in front of Iwan Lewis, there was an opportunity to pull that back to maybe towards the far post. But as you say, It gave the defenders a lot more opportunity to get back into
Absolutely.
position.
Once you've stopped the ball, Mike, you know yourself, the defenders get set in their positions to attack the ball and clear it, which they nearly did, but at least they put pressure on Walsh to miss the target.
Aberystwyth had conceded 4 by half-time against Quay last week, and despite having a player sent off, they still couldn't, Quay that is, Aberystwyth couldn't break down the 10-man defence of the Nomads. A heavy defeat at the start of the season, but this is Ismail. Ismail lost that opportunity. Again, almost such a basic error to give possession away cheaply in midfield. But here is Ismail, 3, waiting for the cross, and the ball ricochets out. Robles was closest for Newtown, but it flew off an Aberystwyth defender for a corner.
Yeah, it's Louis Bradford. Louis Bradford has just cleared this ball. And I've got to be truthful, Ismail, he's had 2 or 3 touches in this game, and it's not been much quality at all. But that's the first bit of tempo he's put on that cross to get it into the box.
Another opportunity for Ismail towards the far post, and it's Smith who headed towards goal. The pace was taken off it. Cadwallader was next to him. Put enough pressure on Dominic Smith.
Yeah, it's a great cross to actually attack for a centre-half, isn't it? He's come round the back there, and I just think Cadwallader's done enough just to put this man, Dominic Smith's, eye off the ball. Just both teams are just threatening to achieve something at the moment, just in flashes.
Ismail skips past one, runs into Thorne. Aberystwyth win back possession. And this is Walsh. We have a trail here for cycling, the Vuelta España. We have the daily highlights tonight at 10:30 on S4C, and we wish Geraint Thomas of the Ineos Grenadiers all the best for the 3 weeks in Spain. Aberystwyth on the attack. Sears, and they do play themselves out of trouble. Cowans is able to turn. Aaron Williams there to help out in defence. A ball down the channel. It's asking a lot of Robles. Captain Thorne is back, and Dave Jones clears downfield. Sears is there. Looks particularly athletic. He's had a good pre-season. Ryan Sears, strong boy. Cymru C international now. Yeah. Malcolm, do the teams look, you know, they're both 11th and 12th, no points, no wins. Aber struggling for a goal. On the first half an hour's of what you've seen, are these 2 teams that are going to battle against relegation?
They're going to be down there on what we've seen. There's not a lot of quality in the game, let's be truthful. They're both maybe scared of losing. So if it's that kind of attitude first, they're not going to be many attacking chances today. But we've only had a couple of half chances saying already. So, yeah, derby game, you don't want to lose. You want the rights, don't you? So I just feel there's a lot
Jones more. In towards Cowans. Williams trying to look for the opportunity to turn, and it's out for a goal kick. But the dangerous Matty Jones on that left foot curls it in.
I was just going to say then, you've got to get Matty back more into the game down the left-hand side. He gets the ball for the first time in the attacking third of the pitch, gets this kind of quality cross into the box. Was he... could he have took a touch? You know, is Aaron there too early? Is he standing instead of holding his run and coming on to that cross and heading it in?
Do you think Aaron Williams gave Henry Cowans a shout there? Because it looked as if Cowans...
He looked over his shoulder, yeah. He did look like he looked over his shoulder, but I just think forwards, if you're in there too early, you haven't timed your run properly, you just got to wait and take a little bit longer, pull the defender with you, leave the space there, then run into it.
Poor decision there by Darlington. Robles into the feet of Cowans. Cowans to Williams. Real opportunity here for the Robins, but they mess it up and lose that opportunity. And here come Aber on the counter-attack. Cadwallader. Well, Bradford, he pointed to where he wanted the ball. He pointed to the right, the ball went to the left, and the opportunity is lost.
Yeah, I know. It was through an eye of a needle, to be fair. It would have been a very difficult pass to actually produce, because he needed the right pace on it in a small gap. You've got to punch them balls through. But Cadwallader didn't have that quality.
Ismail, that's a good pass. Hughes, but a wasted pass, well read by Kirkman, and it's Kirkman now against Sears, and there's a run from midfield by Iwan Lewis out of your picture. Kirkman holds play up. He's looking around for support, but there are two of them there, Sears and George Hughes. The nearest man was Darlington. Possession is lost, and an opportunity here for Newtown. Cowans out to Matty Jones. A line of players in red waiting for that cross. Cowans offers himself again. Ismail. Oh, and an opportunity again for Robbie Evans. Space, but his snapshot is way over the bar, and an opportunity wasted by Newtown.
Yeah, expected better. That's their half chance in this first half, if you like. No pressure on the ball on Evans. Ismail did ever so well through his 1-2. It's a nice little dummy. Loses his man, pulls the ball back. Then it's set up nicely for Robbie Evans, who was once the youngest captain of Wrexham at 18 years of age in a cup game. But he's come on to it. He's got to get his head down, and
Robbie Evans, who joined Newtown. You heard Malcolm speak about his past with Wrexham, but he's come to Newtown from Telford.
Was he there last season with Oswell?
Yeah.
I think he was, yeah.
Jason Oswell was also there, and they both come together. This is Cadwallader for Aberystwyth, beaten in the air by Dominic Smith. Smith, who's moved here to Newtown from Alfreton. Very experienced player, Dominic Smith, 22 years of age. 133 appearances in the National League North. You have the ageing Shane Sutton and Mills Evans. There's a yellow card here for Zeli Ismail for throwing the ball away. So time wasting, and a yellow card for Ismail.
Yeah, he's very frustrating with himself. He hasn't done anything to influence this game this afternoon.
Here comes Thorne again with that long throw. It's helped on by Bradford. Hughes is there. Back by Darlington, and Mills Evans has recovered from that early injury, heads out. Opportunity to take a quick throw in here. This is Woolham. Woolham on his right foot, out towards Bradford. Oh, they've messed that up. The two youngsters needed to get their heads up. Aber's first 3 games of the season have been against top 6 opposition, and they do play Pontypridd on Tuesday. So a big game for Aber.
You feel that every game's going to be a big game for Aber this season.
You're looking down and you're thinking, right, is there a game here where Aberystwyth can target? And I suppose, even today, Pontypridd, they've strengthened well. Over 500 at the USW campus last night to watch the draw, 0-0 draw against Penabont, but they've certainly recruited well, so even more pressure to stay in the Welsh Prem. Here's the long throw towards Mills Evans, collected by Cowans. Cowans on his right foot floats this in. Dave Jones punches, and Alex Darlington on the volley helps it towards halfway.
That ain't a bad ball, That ain't a bad ball in from Cowans there. No one attacking it from Newtown. Not even once they've heard the goalkeeper shout, no one's actually carried on running to try and put a challenge in.
Mills Evans wins the ball. The first header. Bradford under pressure, clears, but it's straight to the Newtown defence, with Cowans feeding Matty Jones, and Jones again has this wonderful left foot again towards Dominic Smith. This time the ball goes out. It will be a long throw this time by Cowans. But that tactic, Malcolm, that crossfield ball, it's always on for Matty Jones.
He does create himself a little bit of space. And with his left foot, he's got quality. So if they could get Aaron Williams maybe pulling off his defender and attacking them crosses, and then Ismail or Robles just, you know, playing alongside him.
Long throw is headed clear by Aberystwyth. This is Sears. Sears towards the far post. Oh, Aaron Williams looking for the hallelujah goal there.
I thought it was a pass.
Sears, well, on his left foot, it's a cross-field shot, and it's found Aaron Williams. And here's Matty Jones. Now then, Jones. Jones, this time on his right foot, it's a good ball in. And Kirkman, first to it. Ismail collects for Newtown, floats it up. Robles, important touch by Kirkman. And it will be out for a Newtown throw. Pressure increasing on the Aber defence.
Yeah, just picked it up a gear, haven't they, Newtown? Ishmael especially, twice now, last 2 times had the ball. Matty Jones coming in on the left because Ishmael's moving infield. There's plenty of room for Matty to join in. Great right foot cross this time. He doesn't have to rely always on his left foot.
Smith and Mills-Evans always a threat from these long set pieces. Ball bounces dangerously. The final touch is by Mark Cadwallader, and it's out for a Newtown corner.
Always one of them times in the game, you know, players go to sleep 6 or 7 minutes before the break. No one coming in for Newtown. That's the only problem they've got in the attacking areas. No one committing himself to them forward runs.
Matty Jones in towards the near post, punched clear by confident Dave Jones.
You'd have thought a little bit that the Newtown players know about Dave Jones, the goalie, likes to come from them. You'd think that they'd either, if they'd done their homework, put someone underneath him if he thinks that he's going to drop one, or pull the crosses away from him so he doesn't shout keepers every time and picks them up.
Cowans towards Mills-Evans, headed clear by Aberystwyth. Play condensed now into the Aberystwyth half. Jones again. Ismail looking for the feet of Hughes. Hughes! Always blocked by Mark Cadwallader. Aber clear. Sears waits for it. Cowan's under pressure. Robles helps him out. Newtown do well to keep possession here. Aber looking to push up. 7 minutes to half-time. We've dealt really, Malcolm, with half chances more than clear-cut ones in this first half.
Yeah, that's all that's happened. No one's created a clear-cut one as yet. Newtown have been threatening it a little bit more in the last 10-15 minutes.
Cadwallader looks around. He wanted to play that ball out to the right-hand side. And Harry Owen had to go through with the tackle, just clears it over the touchline far side.
It was George Hughes to start with when he got his foot into that great area to win the ball back on the on the halfway line, because then you're on the ascendancy, you're in the attacking half straight away.
Plenty of energy and intent from both sides, but no end product so far. This is Iwan Lewis. Lewis, the ever-present last season, having made the move from Gilsfield the summer before. Mills-Evans up. That's a gift for the Aberystwyth back line. Woolham. It's a good ball if he'd meant it. And tackle from behind. No foul given. Woolham is upfield. And now it's Aaron Williams against Bradford. Williams needs help. Wins the throw-in, which is almost like a corner.
Yeah, this is George Hughes, it is. He had a good few yellow cards last season, didn't he? And he's got the ball there, to be fair. Darlington's rolled the tackle. Have a look. He gets his foot to the ball. Red, yes.
Both sides.
He get 10 yellow cards last season, George Hughes.
Both sides. 1, to utilise this long throw. Slightest touch. Aberystwyth do clear as far as Matty Jones is helped into the air. Woolham calls for it, wins it. Sears. Now there's an opportunity, and it's 2 against 2. And if they play it right, it could be 3. And it's a race here, and it's Walsh. Walsh with Hogan in front of him. The Robins streaming back into defence. Hogan against Matty Jones. He turns well, keeps possession. Opportunity for Walsh to sweep it in, but it's a poor ball by Walsh. It's cleared by Newtown, but straight to Thorne. Thorne looking for Cadwallader. Cadwallader goes to ground.
He's unlucky. He's unlucky. He's trying to knock that one down for Ewan Lewis, running from midfield, trying to get himself into the box. But Walsh, from that right-hand side, he's got to miss the first man, hasn't he? You know, they were 2v2, they were 3v2 for a split second. Going down the right-hand side, just couldn't cross it.
Highlights of all the weekend's matches in the Cymru Premier on Monday at 10 o'clock, and they will be repeated as well on Tuesday at 6:30 on S4C. And if you want to utilise them earlier, well, you just need to scan the QR code and have all the highlights.
Yeah, some late goals to watch, but no goals here as yet.
No.
And no one really threatening enough, but it only takes a second.
Very cagey half it's been. Yeah. It's almost as if neither side want to lose this game. Spoke to a couple of ABBA supporters who were going to be happy with a draw and a point.
Yeah, I understand that, but I don't like that mentality. I know it's early in the season, but it's a big game. They could be a big 3-pointer, couldn't it, for one game? Yeah. And, you know, it's an old cliche. Game needs a goal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Then they might open up.
Yeah. 3 minutes to half-time, 0-0 here at Latham Park. The results today, 2-2 at Park Hall between TNS and Barry. Cardiff Met won the points with the Sam Jones goal against Colwyn Bay, and Haverfordwest won, Carnarvon won. At the Bridge Meadow, a late goal by Rhys Abruzesi, his first in scoring against TNS early last season.
Yeah, I just saw Chris Hughes in the picture there. I was just going to say to you earlier about the advantage of Chris Hughes and this area, the catchment area. Yeah. You know, Shrewsbury's up the road, the Midlands are up the road, Stokes an hour away. You know, the influences them youngsters maybe on loan could go to them. This, where to Aberystwyth, you know, it's another hour from here, isn't it?
Yeah. It's always going to be a challenge.
Yeah,
here's Jones from Aberystwyth, sweeps another cross in towards the far post. Pressure on Kirkman. Well, he does clear, but Robbie Evans is first to react, and he wins the ball. Sears to Hughes. Newtown finishing strongly at the end of a half where not much has been created, and again a lovely cross in. Nobody there to finish it, but confident work by Jones, the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was. It's safe hands here as well. You know, he's cutting in towards him, but he shouts early. And again, for me, I see so many centre-forwards running in behind the goalkeeper on the cross. What's the point? You know, I want to see players running across the face of that goalkeeper there, either to get a flick on and he flies into the net, or he puts the goalie off, he makes the save, I tap in the rebound. Don't just run behind him. Make your run earlier.
This is Harry Owen and Abba playing the ball around the back three. This is Woolham. Woolham on loan from TNS, and it's Hogan, gets across his man, Mills Evans. He draws the foul. Hogan does well there, the young man.
Yeah, I know, but Mills Evans has committed himself so early into the tackle. He's on the floor before the pass. Look. You know, Hogan's done well. He's strong enough to get his body across. He's hiding the ball, and he's took the kick, and, you know, to get his team a free kick. But Mills Evans, he's not going anywhere, Hogan. Stay on your feet, let him run down the channel, then stand him up.
Good work by the young man.
Yep.
And he's been a standout performer for Aberystwyth in his first half. Some lovely touches by Luca Hogan on loan from Connah's Quay. Only moved to Aberystwyth yesterday. Seconds left at the end of this first half. Free kick to Aberystwyth. It's Darlington over the ball.
Needs quality. Needs quality.
3 minutes have been added, and this free kick, as Malcolm says, needs quality here. Could be a huge goal for Aberystwyth if they score. Darlington, it's a good ball in, and it's inches wide. Well, I'm sure it was Bradford who got the touch, but it must have come off a Newtown defender, because it's a corner to Aberystwyth. It was quality, Malcolm.
It was a brilliant free kick, and Bradford's timed his run. He's jumped early, because then he's up there, and he's headed it down, but he's hit one of the Newtown players on the head and got past the post. Great free kick, Darlington.
Again, Aberystwyth with a corner towards the far post. Free header, back across goal. Smith was there for Newtown, more or less off the line. Cadwallader who headed in. Cadwallader goes to ground far too easily, asking for a penalty. No way is it a penalty. Newtown clear, and Aberystwyth's best opportunity of the half has gone.
Yeah, this is the penalty appeal. I don't think Cadwallader is ever going to get this one. He's got his body in there. Now, hide the ball. Sears is with him. Nah, nothing in it. He's just going to hide it better than that and just be happy just to lay it off. So you want to try and keep hold. As I said forward, that situation, Cadwallader, he just needs to keep hold of it. You know, let the defender panic, and if he wants to tackle you, then you go down. Invites the problem.
And he's done that a couple of times in this half as well. It's gone to ground far too easily, where he could just shield the ball, await the tackle from behind.
You can invite it. If you've got the ball and you're hiding it, you're dictating.
Aber finishing strongly. They've had to absorb a lot of pressure in the last 10 minutes. There's a lot of finger pointing here between Jack Thorne and Chris Hughes. But it will be a long throw by the captain. Well, Mr. Nick Pratt has heard enough from the Newtown manager, and Chris Hughes sees yellow. Frustration from Hughes at the end of a half which has been dominated in terms of possession by his team. But it's Aber with the ball, and it's Kirkman, and it's a poor cross. It didn't work that well, Thorne. But this is Walsh. Walsh with the snapshot. Woolham having to work hard to keep possession. Needs to be strong. The ball has come off Louis Bradford, and it'll be a throw to Newtown on the far side.
Story of the first half, just, you know, at the end of the first half there, just really messy. Really messy again. Not one team got a foothold and got into any kind of rhythm to boss the first half there. And that's why stalemate. And I just hope that the attitude changes for both teams in the second half, where one of them has to be brave and go for the win. It's a big 3 points up.
Yeah, and that's the final whistle of a first half, which has been dominated by defences in this first half. The best of the opportunities falling to Aberystwyth. Cadwallader had a snapshot, and his header across goal created problems as well. Dave Jones has been solid between the posts for Aberystwyth. Half-time here at Leitham Park. It's Newtown 0, Aberystwyth 0.
Ar yr egwyl fan hyn, ar Barc Leitham, felly, di sgôr. Gewn ni ychwanegu diflas. Yw'r frawddeg yna, mae'n siŵr fel hyn, mae wedi bod pnawn ma, dim byd yn ddiflas am y gemau. 2 gêm gyfartal na, goliau hwyr dros Bren, Holford yn taro'n hwyr i stopio Caernarfon rhag ennill i 3ydd gêm yn olynol. Felly hefyd, y Bari eto, so gwaith mae Bari'n cipio pwynt yn y Seintiau Newydd. Cain McLagan, 96 o funudau ar y cloc. Oli Hulbert i taro hefyd, oedd y Seintiau ar y blaen o 2 gol i ddim, oedd yn edrych yn gyfforddus. Y Bari wedi cipio pwynt ar neuadd y parc. Met yn ennill eto. Sam Jones gath y gol i ddim. Met ddim di ildio tymor yma. Y Bala hefyd, dyn nhw ddim di ildio hyd yn ennill y gol i ddim yn erbyn Cey Connah. Di sgwrodd y llall neithiwr, gewn ni weld y gemau na. Nawr, o ran gemau neithiwr, Pontypridd yn erbyn Pen-y-bont. Bala Cei Connah. Dyma sydd athi neithiwr ran y gemau na felly.
Bron i chwarter awr o'r gêm di chwarae yma ar faes Tegid Roberts a'r gig gornel sy'n at Pete ar y spot yn Pete arbeniad. Oedd hi'n hawdd i John Rushton. Roberts. Mae'r gig krydd chwipyd sy'n at y postyn pella. Mae'n taro'r trawst. Rushton apus gweld ti'n mynd dros di ben ar taro'r trawst. Oedd wedi giro falla. William Davies yn cael chlifio gan Arsan. Newell cael ei giro Wild rwnd y gornel. Bale disgyn i Williams, mae yn y cwrt Cosby, dan bwysau gan Smith yn cael ei faglu. Na, mae'r dyfarnwr Alex Livesey. Edwards, Strachelist ag at Wild ar y postyn pella, gath o i wthio. Mae'n hawlio cic o'r smotin ar ergyd wedyn, dod i mewn gan Ryan Harrington y cefnwr chwith. Mae Neil Gibson yn gandryll o'r ei tanna ni yma. Mae hwnna ddim yn cic o'r smotin am wthiad i gefn Michael Wild. Burke. White i Malkin. Roberts, Smith y dyfarnwr ar y ffordd, mae'r Bale dan gan y bala. Dyfarnwr yn baclu Strachelist wedyn. Chwyrwch ymlaen, meddwl fo. Arsan yr ergyd ar gwiriad allan gan y golwr. Rushton. Dafliad tir i mewn i'r cwrt Cosby. Wild ar ôl beniad, mae'n disgyn yn rhydd. Cael eich ddirio unwaith eto gan Nathan Pete, Disney. Mae'n sgorio llawar. Mae'n pan mae'n lledu'r Bale i Harrington. Disney mynd o'i amgylch. Disney cyfle gael y Bale i cwrt Cosby yn ddim teg at. Benas ar y postyn pella. A cyfle roedd arall cael ei wastraffu gan yr ymwelwyr. Disney y tro yma ar groesiad berffaith i Delcan Benas. Williams a Davies rhyw pwysau ar Absalom. Fyny wedyn teg at White gan pwysau gan o Edwards. Colli'r meddiant Malkin wan. Ceisio ymdibio i Harrington. Mae yn y cwrt Cosby. Joe Malkin. O, mae Rushton yn dyrnio yna i gefn i'r wyd i hir. O, smonach llwyr gan golwr Cei Connah. Malkin i groesiad o yn gwiro yn uchel i'r awyr. Rushton o dan bwysau ceisio dyrnu'r Bale a'r troelliad ar y Bale yn ei dwyllo a mae'r Bale yn cropian dros y llinell i gefn yr hwyd. Bol beniad gan Newell. Abadaki yn y cwrt Cosby. O, dylia fod i rhoi'r bala ymhellach ar y blaen. Oedd y gyffyrddiad gyntaf o yn wych. Yr ail ddim gystal. Rushton y falch gweld hwnna yn mynd deipio'r postyn. Trosedd ar Edwards. Malkin yn erbyn i gyn glwb. Gyfleir ymosodwr. Stelio'r triffwynt. Tydio ddim. Malkin dwylo ar ei ben. Cyfle arall i'r bala'n cael ei gwastraffu yn ei leda ola o'r saith gan ychwanegu.
Shepherd ar arwydd. Ti'n postyn pella mae'n mynd. Jeffries yn uchel yn hytrach ag allan. Ac yna, Heston Davies i mewn at Williams Magotson. Venables yn achub Pen-y-bont. Yn gwirio'r Bale oddi ar y llinell. Cyfle gorau'r gêm heb amheuaeth i Pontypridd. Cummings yn ôl i mewn. A Danny Williams. Williams drwodd. Y golwr ni atal. Y croesiad at y postyn pella. A Magotson yn methu ei chyrraeddu. Wel, 2 gyfle mewn munud i'r tîm cartre. Williams Magotson bron ar rhwydo. Venables yn achub yr ymwelwyr ar y llinell. Ac yna'r Bale nôl i mewn. Oedd cyffyrddiad cyntaf Williams yn wirthiol. Mel Davies ar golwr. Harris yn gwneud digon. Ac yna'r croesiad fymryn rhy uchel. Mundau cyntaf ail hanner. Os yna gyfle cynnar i Pen-y-bont. Venables i fyny amdani. Dim trosedd ar y dyfarnwr. A'r ergyd gan Bosch yn cael ei chlirio oddi ar y llinell. Wel, Pontypridd yn troi at Bryn Marcan Jones, dim trosedd. Pen-y-bont yn chwarae'r chwiban a chyfle gwych iddyn nhw. Bale nôl i mewn gan Cain Owen. Mae'n syrthio i Ryffel! Arbediad da gan Ratcliffe. Mae dal yno, y croeso at y postyn bella Venables. A Fontepridd yn clirio yn y pen draw. Wel, oedden nhw eisiau trosad i ddechrau. Ond Borges yn cadw i ben ac yn ei ceisio i gosod i'n y gornel. Mae'n cael ei chlirio. A'r cyfle wedyn, arbediad gwych gan Ratcliffe, ond wiriad ar yr ergyd, arbediad da iawn. Y frwydr yng Nghael y Cai yn cael ei hennill gan Jared Wright. Wright drwodd at Williams! O, na gyffyrddiad bychan gan y golwr i wiro hon ar y postyn. Blaen troed oedd i gan Williams. Bu bron i'r tîm cartref fynd ar y blaen. Little o peniad. Venables off, flick hyfryd. Miles Davies ar y cynnig cyntaf. O, Henry Jones yn dangos i sgiliau heibar yn ddiffynwr. Venables yn y canol. Jones yn mynd i hun. Ond Ratcliffe fel y graig yn arbed. Venables cynnig hun. Little yn ymuno o'r amddiffyn. Y croesiad i fesur at Chris Venables. Ac arbediad pwysig arall gan George Ratcliffe. Magidson yn methu adelio Venables yn yr awyr. Ar tafliad. Miles Davies yn fyny amdani gyda Vaughan. Nawr te Ethan Vaughan, y dyfarnwr yn mynd i'w boced. Yn olwg o syndod ar wyneb ran ddiffynwr. So ddim syndod yn fan hyn. Ail Gerdyn Melyn a Cherdyn Coch. Cerdyn Coch, cwbl heiddiannol i'r cefnwr. Owen ar gic. Yn fer y tro, mae Reynolds yn ei chwipio i mewn. Yn swrthio i McDonald. A'r gwiriad. Wel, dim amheuaeth, mae Pen y Bont sy'n gorffen y gêm a gryfa. Ratcliffe. Newydd weld y Cerdyn Melyn yma straffu amser yn cymryd i gig gol. Mae'n hir at Amon. Amon i fyny amdani gyda Borges. O, dyfarnwr yn mynd i'w boced o flaen y fainc. Mae'n ail Gerdyn Melyn i Amon hefyd. A mae Pontypridd yn mynd i orffen y gêm gyda 9-1. Oedd y droed yn uchel. Dwi'n meddwl bod Amon i trio tynnu'r droed yn ôl. Ond Cerdyn Coch arall i dîm Andrew Stokes.
Cerdiau Coch, di sgôr o ddi. Tipyn o gêm, cofiwch. Rhwng Pontypridd a Pen y Bont. Gewch chi weld uchafbwyntiau'r penwythnos nos Llun am 10, nos Fawrth am hanner awr wedi 6. A mae'n digon di digwydd pnawn yma. Goliau hwyr, canlyniadau dramatig. Y Bari wedi cipio pwynt yn y Seintiau Newydd. Dim ond Pen y Bont oedd wedi gwneud hynny yn y flwyddyn yma. A cofiwch am y sgwar bach na nghornel y sgrin. Yr hen QR, rhowch eich ffôn ar hwnna. Y camera, eithaf chi'n syth i dudalennau sgorio o ran yr uchafbwyntiau. Ac o ran yr uchafbwyntiau, dwi'n yn siŵr faint o ran yr cyntaf fan hyn. Fydd yn cael ei cynnwys o ran hynny. Gwyn am Sean Van Erydd yn dweud y cyfan. Dewch chi fod yn hollol onest, dwi'n mynd i fod yn wych. Sean, ond o ystyried le mae'r ddau dîm yma, y ddau di colli 2 gêm agoriadol, bydden nhw'n poeni? Wel, na, yn wedi gweld gêm fel welon ni lawr yn Pontypridd, y cyfleon, y drama gath i greu, bod hi'n gêm ddi-sgôr, tipyn o gêm lawr fyna, ond y cyfleon fel o ti'n gweud fan hyn, eitha llym ar hyn o bryd. Dim llawer yn ddi. Aberystwyth yn cael ambell i gyfle tua diwedd yr hanner cyntaf na, felly bod nhw'n bydden nhw'n mynd â hynny mewn ystafell newid, fel rhyw fath o hwb iddyn nhw. Chael beth am hyn? Darlington, yr unig beth o'n i'n gweud yn sylwebeth, rho croesad mewn o safon, ond dyna'n union beth gath Bradford, a y gwirad oedd hi ar amddiffynwr ddigor i cymeryd i hibo'r postyn. Ond hwnna i fi oedd falle'r cyfle gorau'r hanner. Aberystwyth, beth eidi o'r fersiwn diweddara o dîm Aberystwyth, fyna gwpl o chwaraewyr ifanc na, edrych yn addawol dros ben, ond chwaraewyr ifanc un nhw, cwpl o fois ar fenthyg, beth eidi o'r sefyllfa ar hyn o bryd? Cymerith i bach o amser i setlo lawr nifer o newidiadau, fel ti'n gweud, nifer o chwaraewyr ifanc yn dod mewn i tîm Aber, felly mae'n mynd i cymeryd tipyn o amser, ond yr un fath gyda'r Dre Newydd, mae yna un neu ddoi chwaraewr profiadol dros ben wedi gadael, yn wedig chwaraewr Craig Williams. Hwn hefyd oedd y cyfle arall i Aberystwyth, Cadwaladr, ddweud ys un y sylwebeth, falle lle wedi agor i gorff lan, cymeryd ar y trod chwith yn lle trial
bwrw ar draws y gol geidwad, trio cymanu ddi dro'r chwyth mewn i gornel bella'r rhwyd. Ond fel ti gweud, i fi falle, hwn yw'r un o'r chwaraewyr gorau ar y cae Aberystwyth, yn chwarae'n dda lawr y chwyth. Ond i fi fyna, mae angen rhediad, tradiad bach fwy pwerus na be welon ni o'r cadwar. Rhori ar draws y gol geidwad o byddai na, ond 3 neu 4 ar y postyn pella, a'r unig beth oedd y gallu gwneud o roi chip o cross mewn i. A mae'n anodd wedyn creu pŵer ar y peniad.
Ni wedi sôn dipyn cyn y gêm am Luca Hogan sydd mewn o gei Connah i fod yn dig. Mae'n potensial aruthrol na eto. Cyfai mae'n anodd yw i chwaraewr ifanc do syth mewn i sefyllfa fel hyn.
Tywed, enwedig tîm sy'n falle ei penne lawr ychydig, mae yn anodd, ond beth dwi wedi gweld, mae fe'n grwt eitha mawr am ddeunaw, mae fe'n fodlon rhoi di hunan y byty'r lle. Fe'n allan o'r greu crydd i Aberystwyth nath dilyn i fi'n creu peniad Banford fyna, felly, digon i feddwl y byty. O hefyd, fi'n creu mae'n chwaraewr falle fel Steph Davis, allu ddod ar y frainc, oddi ar y frainc yn y hanner nesaf a creu argraff i Aberystwyth.
Gen i weld cwpl o gyfleoedd y dre newydd hefyd, eto fflachiadau a ddawol dros ben, ond maen nhw'n cael gwaith jyst o'r cyfan at ei gilydd rhywsut. Mae'r
ddoi dîm yn amddiffyn yn eitha, yr un fath i fod yn onest, niferoedd, oedd 1 ar 10 nôl yn cwrt y dre newydd yr un diwetha yna i Bradford. Matty Jones hefyd falle wedi syrenu yn y hanner cyntaf rhan safon y croesiadau mae fe'n rhoi mewn. Tro'r ôl trod yn ei gweld hwn ar ei drod hwythau. Mae gallu hefyd rhoi nhw mewn ar ei drod dde. Ond eto, y cyfleon yn bring ofnadw wrth i ni weld. Helo.
Hugh Griffiths, cyn reolwr o'r enw'r clybiau i gyd, Cynarfon mwyaf diweddar. Edrych am swydd, pwy sy'n ffonio fe?
Yn ni'n meddwl.
Ti'n beth yn gwybod?
Sa'n siŵr os mae'n gweld siwr i'w ffôn e.
Mae'n bach yn gynnar i ni gael sôn am newid rheolwyr, fi'n credu. Un chwaraewr sydd wedi creu argraff mawr yn y gyngor yma, sydd wedi gadael y gyngor yma erbyn hyn, Nathan Woods, un arall o'r criw sydd wedi cael yr alwad o Gasnewydd. Will Evans wedi sgorio eto heddi gyda llaw i Gasnewydd yn adran 2 chwarae teg yma. Gyda weld sydd Nathan Woods yn gallu creu'r un fath o argraff. Mae sgorio wedi fod draw i gwrdd â fe'n ddiweddar.
Owen y capten. Allai safle chydig bach, ond am bas. Maen nhw tu ôl yr amddiffyn! Ac goal gan Nathan Wood.
Your time at Penabont is a pretty special chapter in your life.
Yeah, I love my time at Penabont. I love the club. I love Rhys Griffiths and everything that he's done for me as a player.
The moment that you signed your professional contract with Newport County.
I just couldn't wait to sign it. I thought as soon as my pen's on the paper, no one can pull out. But no, honestly, it was an amazing feeling. Going in that building 9 years to this summer was quite emotional actually. So I just wanted to be an example that if I can do it, anyone can do it. There's a lot of young talent in the Welsh Prem, and hopefully the league starts to get the credit it deserves, and boys start to get a chance, because there are a lot of good players in that league. And like I said, I just want to be an example that if I can do it, anyone can do it.
Sione wedi bod i gwrdd â Nathan Woods. Cofiwch am ein gwefannau cymdeithasol ni, holl lwyfannau, sgorio. Digon i'w gweld gan gynnwys yr cyfaliad yna gyda Nathan Wood. Mae'n y gêm nos Fawrth gyda llaw i gyn glwb Penabont sy'n cwrdd y Met Caerdydd i gychwyn y cyfaliad yn ei gyfanrwydd ar yr egwyl yn y gêm yna. Ond y ddau dîm yma wedi cael dechrau da iawn i'r tymor. Maen nhw'n cwrdd nos Fawrth. Mae'n dipyn o gêm ddarbu. Mae hon yn gêm ddarbu hefyd, bod dros awr yn gwahanu y dre newydd ac Aberystwyth. Dim yn gwahanu nhw ar y cae. Wrth i ni fynd nôl at ein tîm y sylwebu.
I'm Mike Davis. Keeping me company on Red Button commentary this evening is former Welsh international Malcolm Allen. Malcolm, what do you think the two managers would have been saying at half-time? Because Chris Hughes was out 5 minutes before the players.
Well, it was a ram dam from Chris Hughes, the way his face was when, and he's not he's not one to shout and scream around in the dressing room there, but he was out there, like you're saying, 5 minutes before his team, so there's only one conclusion you can assume.
Here's Matty Jones. Jones, a low cross. This time, no offside against Henry Cowans. Aberystwyth failing to clear. Positive start from Newtown at the beginning of the second half. Perhaps reflects what Chris Hughes perhaps had to say at half-time. And it will be an early corner to the Robins.
Well, they've started like maybe his rollicking in that changing room at half-time, because they weren't good enough in the first half. He knows they can play better. It was a one-tempo performance, and now they got a corner early in the second half. Can they take advantage?
Minute only played at the beginning of the second half. 0-0 at Latham Park between the two sides, occupying the two bottom places. At the far post, it's headed back in. Mills Evans hits the bar, and then Sears, did that hit a hand? The Robins claim a handball. It is cleared. And here comes Hogan for Aberystwyth. Hogan sprinting down the left-hand side. Kirkman, the only man in support in the middle. Well, Cowans clears. Well, a really exciting start to the second half.
Let's have more of this. You know, that was more than a flash, wasn't it? You know, more than we've had in the first half. The first is the corner. It's knocked back across by Dominic Smith. Now then, Mills Evans, he won't come down quickly enough for him. He's got to take it a little bit higher than he wants. Hits the crossbar, comes back down. Everyone's thinking, is it handball? There's no push there. He can't come down quick enough. There's pressure on him. Comes off the bar. Now they know he's falls to the floor. He bounces off his hand, yes, but no penalty for me. And then Hogan did extremely well down the other end, didn't he? Just keeping the ball, winning the race, going past his man. But it came to nothing. Good start.
Excellent start to the second half in the Mid-Wales derby. Half chances only for both sides in the first half. The closest we came was a header by Louis Bradford, who came off a Newtown defender for a corner. But certainly an opportunity there for Newtown to go ahead, and it was the captain, Mills Evans, who struck the bar when the goal was gaping.
Yeah, I've got to be truthful. The most exciting thing of that first half was when I lost my headphones. Yeah, Mike Davies actually standing behind me and took them and placed his own ones behind us somewhere and forgot about them.
I was concentrating so much on getting everything ready for the second half, I took your headphones. I do apologise. Anyway, all's well now. Crossfield pass by the Robins towards Matty Jones. It's headed clear by Aberystwyth. The call came from Robbie Evans. What do you make of this young man then? Robbie Evans, you've mentioned his name on a number of occasions. Former Wrexham captain, has moved here from Telford, has taken the place of Walker in midfield.
He's yet to convince me. I've only seen him today. I want him to stamp his authority more. He's very, very communicative out there. He does get his shape back very well when when they're in transition, when they've lost the ball. So I like that way, the leadership. But on the ball, that's what this game needs, a little bit of quality. Get your foot on it, keep possession, start possession, do it quickly, do it slowly, just keep the ball. That's what I'd like to see more of.
Because of the midfield players, perhaps Henry Cowans was the one who was on the ball more than anybody else in the red shirt in the first half.
And he's got more of a forward role, if you like, this year. He plays more of the number 10, so he's got to make things happen in there. He's got to find the pockets to have his head on the pivot so he can see what's around him when he receives the ball, but he didn't get it enough. I mean, to hurt Aberystwyth in the first half.
Here comes Hogan again, the new man making his Welsh Premier League Cymru Premier debut. And I must admit, he doesn't look out of place at all. He's one who's played for the development side for Connah Nomads, 8 goals in 18 games.
14 assists as well, to add to that goal tally. But you have a look at him and his stamp. You know he's going to get a little bit stronger now. He's developed into a 6'2", 6'3" lad.
Thorne, not for the first time, throws it long. Mills Evans heads away. Thorne gets an opportunity on the half volley towards the far post. And it's Matty Jones who heads it out for a corner. Aberystwyth's first of the second half. He was under pressure from Cadwallader.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past Matty to know what he's doing here, even though he's headed it the wrong way. You'd normally see a defender head that out, but he's gone happily, and he's done that on purpose, just head it out for a corner, then now, everybody getting their position and defend.
Well, it'll be Billy Kirkman, the on-loan man from the New Saints, with the corner towards the far post, and it's Mills Evans, and he's taken a whack in the head there. And he's down, and Nick Pratt must have a look to stop play here. for the second time this evening. Mills Evans takes a bang to the head.
Yeah, it was in the first 5 minutes they got his first bang, didn't he? And in the first 5 minutes of the second half, he's got another bang.
Yeah, I think he had his eyes on the ball. He went to head it away.
I think he did head it away.
He was the one who won the ball. It was a really important header.
Yeah, he's, you know, over the years he's always put his head in, and he's come from the side there. I think it is Hogan, isn't it? Hogan's challenged him behind him, or is it Litchfield? I'll have a look from this angle. It's one of them. You're jumping up in the air. As a defender, you know you're going to win the ball, reach the ball first, but you might get somebody's head coming straight into you from the side, and that's what's happened.
Well, he's in the wars, but they have an apt replacement on the bench in Shane Sutton. He started the game at the Oval last week, replaced this evening. But Mills Evans, and they have to be really careful here in terms of the concussion protocol.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got to be at 100%.
And the second time that he will have had to leave the field for a head injury. I mean, we don't have head injury assessments per se in football like they do in rugby union. But plenty for Chris Hughes to ponder.
Yeah, but any doubts? There's no doubts. You know, he'd bring him off.
He won't want to come off. He's captain this evening.
Well, yeah, Shane Sutter was captain last week at Connah, right. So he's on the sidelines, you know, in front of us here, warming up.
The Newtown faithful enjoying the social far side. Shilly, he's kicked that ball and has almost joined them. Mills Evans back on the field. I'm slightly shocked by this, Malcolm, because he was down for quite a period in the first half. He's down in the second half. You're saying there, if there's any doubt, just take him off.
Yeah, I do. Any head contact.
Keep an eye on Mills Evans, especially in the next 10 minutes now. This is Matty Jones on the ball. He's had a good evening, a profitable evening, and that's a good ball in towards Williams. Williams does well. Ismail dribbles away from Harry Owen. Owen gets the block in.
It's offside.
I think he must be offside there. Yeah, Henry Cowan's surprised he gave the ball back to Ismail, because there was a path through there for him to
bend the ball in. Yeah, I know what you're saying, but he's tried to dummy that. But Ismail wasn't thinking. They weren't on the same wavelength. You know, he's back-heeled it. And you would think, in this man, Ismail, what did they say about him as a youngster at Wolverhampton?
Well, he was supposed to be, I think they were hoping he'd go on to be the first, was it, £100 million player?
£100 million player. Now, you know, I always think there's too much pressure on a youngster. Right? But all I'm saying to him now is, go and prove a point. Go and show what you're all about. Go and express yourself. Go and take people on. Go and make yourself the best player in the League of Wales.
Aber on the ball with Iwan Lewis. Kirkman has continued his run. Hughes is with him. Ball bounces kindly for Aberystwyth. They keep possession. Woolham towards the far post. Smith goes to ground, but Wycherley commanding his box well, and in Wycherley, I know he made that awful mistake, awful error in that first game against Penabont. He looks the real deal in the goal.
Yeah, he's been in command today. And you see Smith there, just using his experience. He's 27 these days. He used to play for Wales, didn't he, a few years back? And he's all of a sudden he's listened to the shout and he's just stood his ground and let Cadwalla just give him a little shove, just protecting his goalie.
Williams gets the rub of the green. He's strong, Williams, but so is Harry Owen. And Owen has done remarkably well there. The physical battle between Aaron Williams and Harry Owen has been a feature of this game. But Owen does well there to frustrate the Newtown top scorer for the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, I like Harry Owen. You know, Connah's Quay have got 2 big lads here, one centre half, one centre forward, through the middle of your team. The 2 6'3", 6'4" boys. Definitely play, you know, at this level. Even both 19, well, 119, 118, plenty of potential for both of them to go higher.
And the real battlers, the three in the middle there, the three centre-backs. Harry Owen on the right, Louis Bradford in the middle, and they're big lads as well. Yeah. And Woolham on the left.
2 19-year-olds and a 21-year-old.
And sometimes you forget that, don't you? I mean, they are being given the opportunity. We spoke earlier about the community element of it and how difficult it is for Aberystwyth to recruit. But maybe you can see here the best opportunity for Aberystwyth is to get young players in on loan and to develop them.
No question about it.
Owen again, this time Robles wins that little battle, looks up, finds Williams. Williams, the half volley, drives it in against Alex Darlington. Matty Jones creates space for himself on his left foot. This time he crosses low. Darlington trying to dribble his way out of trouble. Loses possession. Matty Jones creates the space for Hughes. Hughes again low. Aber clear. Cadwallader back, but loses possession. This is a good period of play here for Chris Hughes' men. Robbie Evans to Jones. Aberystwyth have to work really, really hard here to frustrate the Robins attack, and they've done well, and they play it to Hogan. Hogan, 18 years of age, really quick, very strong. Sears is stronger, and Sears does excellently there to rob the young man.
He did really well. He took his space, didn't he? Took his path, if you like. Hogan just wasn't strong enough in the end, but that's his part of development. Sears a bit older than him, a lot more experience, and you think to yourself, just hide it. Hide the ball, slow your run down, invite the tackle, then win the free kick.
And you forget as well, Malcolm, this is his first game in the Welsh Premier League, his debut.
Yeah, it's a lot to come.
Full game. Thorne. Good play by Thorne to Darlington. Darlington gets his head up, wants to feed Hogan. Hogan skips past Sears this time. Two waiting for the cross. In it comes towards Thorne. But Mills Evans was there.
Well, Mills Evans read it well. Stepped in where the danger was. They were only going to pull it back, wasn't they? Mills Evans just saw what was going on.
Talked about keeping an eye on Mills Evans after that head injury, but he looks to be okay. Reading the game well. Ball played forward. The run of Cadwallader across Dominic Smith. Cadwallader looking for the pass to Iwan Lewis. Lewis, opportunity to shoot. The ball is blocked by Newtown.
It wasn't a shot. It was a cross to the far post, wasn't it? He should have been more convincing on the ball. He won there. I know he's, ran every blade of grass, well, 3G grass if you like, this afternoon, but the ball's gone out of his feet a little bit. He's on a bit of an angle, so he's gone to cross into the far post. Correct decision, but if that first touch would have been better, he'd have got his shot on goal.
This is what happened to Zeli Ismail. He went down a few seconds ago. Ooh,
chipped him on his
that's
ankle.
A nasty one, and that's a...
Got him on his ankle, didn't he, on his Achilles?
That's a naughty one, right on the back of the Achilles. Really painful. And he's done that deliberately, and that deserves a yellow card.
Well, Nick perhaps just had a word with him and said, look, I've seen what you've done. If you've seen what he's done, he should give him a yellow, but obviously he hasn't. He's just seen an incident, or just spotted an incident, but didn't see it clearly.
Right. Half an hour to go, Malcolm. Who's going to take this?
Well, what you hope for, right? I said to you half-time, Mike, there's a couple of players on the pitch. Your Hogan's, I know he's an 18-year-old kid, but he can do something in a flash that could win Aberystwyth the game. Robles, he can do it for Newtown. You need to get the Ishmaels on this, of your team on the ball, so there could be a moment that you could say, hey, what a goal. What a goal, and then you can hold your hands up and say they deserve to win the game. At the moment, no one deserves to win the game.
Attacking options on the bench for Aberystwyth include Steph Davis. Played 14 games last season, no goals, but he's a real handful when he gets going. This is Thorne. Thorne with the long throw. Again. again, Matty Jones in front of the two attackers. It's half cleared. Ismail under pressure. Darlington loses out. The busy Robbie Evans wins the ball down the channel, turns the defenders. Bradford is there. Robles had read the back pass, and Dave Jones does clear, and clears well into the feet of Kirkman, but Alex Darlington looks tired to me, and he's lost the ball, and that was an important put in there because Sears was clear on the right hand side.
He's shouting and screaming at Ismail, but Ismail hasn't got the ball under control. It's under his feet a little bit. By the time he's heard him, there's a block tackle coming in down the left there from Woolham, I should say.
Jones, the long ball downfield. Woolham, well, he wanted to head that ball back to Dave Jones. I don't know if he had the call or not.
Last second, yeah. You know, he's had about another 2 or 3 seconds to need to make that shouts of keepers.
Over an hour played here at Latham Park. We still await the first goal. Last time the sides met, it was a 6-1 win for Newtown. They've won the last 4 between these two sides. This is Iwan Lewis for Aberystwyth. Sweeps it out to Kirkman. Kirkman with Hogan in front of him. Good little run by the youngster. Turns inside onto his right foot. Asking a lot there. Luca Hogan, the new man. Nice idea.
I don't mind that. You know, it's a thought. It's in his mind to try and turn and get a shot on target.
Now, Malcolm, what's this young man doing here? Hugh Griffiths, top right of your picture, former Carnarvon manager. Interested spectator?
Well, he's a pro licence holder as well, because, you know, there's not many of them around in the Welsh Premier League. So you could be here on a mission. He could be here reporting. He was on the phone at half-time ordering his Chinese. But, you know, always when a manager comes, when, you know, clubs are under pressure a little bit, I would say to you right now, neither of these managers here, Chris Hughes or Taff Williams, is under pressure at all.
No, I think we forget sometimes, and how time flies as well, Malcolm, that Chris Hughes will be celebrating a decade here at Newtown in November.
Yeah, that's loyalty for you, but more than that, loyalty on the chairman's side here at Newtown as well. But all I will say, they've gone into Europe how many times in them 10 years? And have they got stronger after going into Europe? No. You know what you expect from Newtown every season. Every season, they're about halfway, just above halfway. They finished third in the last couple of years back. But for me, lacks ambition at times because of the catchment area this place is, and with the financial gains that they've had in over the past few years. 11 players left in the summer, 4 came in because of the crunch times not getting into Europe.
Well, other interested spectators, I hope there are not another 100 of them.
Cameraman's done well to spot him.
I think he's more interested in his treats than he is with the football on the pitch, but there we are.
What a lovely dog.
Yeah.
You're not amused by the game, I could see.
I think both sides could do with legs in the second half. And a bit of bite. This is Thorne.
Barking up the wrong tree there, mate.
Lovely. This is Zelly Ismail. He's got over that injury he sustained a few minutes ago to Sears. Sears being followed by Woolham. Ball stays in play. Oh, it's a slack pass, and Hogan picks up the pieces. Iwan Lewis is ahead of him. Square of him is Liam Walsh. Walsh being closed down by Matty Jones, does well to keep possession, and it's a wise pass there.
Yeah, but for me again, Mike, Hogan there, just holding the ball up, taking that extra touch, taking the pressure from his back three, if you like, making them move up the pitch, giving them the time to do that by holding the ball up.
Kirkman gets the better of Ismail, gets the better of Kirkman in the first place. Now Kirkman back on ball, and again Hogan finds that little bit of space, dragging Hughes out. Hogan, and this time the ball strikes Sears. It's another corner.
Powder puff of a shot, but I love the way, again, he keeps the ball the safe side of him. Have a look now. The defender can't beat him here, Hughes. Look where the ball is, on the outside. So then he can make a decision to try and go for the near post. He didn't give the goalie the eyes to go and curl that away into the into the top corner, far post. That was the better option for me, just to curl into the top corner. Across the goalkeeper.
But he is making a lot of mature runs for a young man on his debut. This is Darlington. Darlington for Aberystwyth to curl it in towards that near post.
But he's making things happen instead of waiting for them to happen. That's what Hogan's doing.
Ball played in. Hogan. This time he had to wait a little bit for it. Cowans got to the ball first, and it's out for a goal kick for Newtown. Looking at the benches, Malcolm, and the options available. Oh, we've got another one on.
Have we changed channels here to Crofts or something?
Was that Hugh Griffiths' dog, the first one, and this is Neil Gibson's dog? Is that we good? Well, we haven't had many goals in the Welsh Premier League this weekend.
No, we haven't.
It's been a
well, we haven't this season.
Well, no, to be fair.
Twice,
well, let's be fair. Well, we had a 6-2 win for the New Saints, didn't we?
Yeah.
And what a difference a fortnight makes. The opening weekend, yes, Connah's Quay lose 6-2 at Park Hall. Today, 2-0 down, Barry get back and gain a point with a late equaliser by McLagan. But here are the Robins looking for that elusive first goal and first win. Jones towards the far post. Oh, what an opportunity that was. And it was Cowans who was across his man. And for the second time today, he comes across the defender, doesn't get his head to it.
Why? I've got to ask the question, why doesn't he throw his head at this? It's a great little ball from Matty Jones again, just clipped with an invitation. There you go and head that in. And did he get a push, or was he just... Did he just mistime his jump or his run? Because it looks to me that he's really on top of that. He's getting up there, and all of a sudden he can't head it in. He doesn't duck. He doesn't move out of the way. Did he get his angles all wrong? I don't realise.
Looking at the at Chris Hughes and the options available to him, obviously Jason Oswell, newly recruited from Telford United, injured today. He's got 2 of the 3 goals that they've scored. Better options, perhaps attacking-wise, available to Taff Williams, with Steph Davis and John Owen available. Taylor as well, who's joined from Abergavenny.
Yeah, fresh legs. You know, could be an option.
I wouldn't take Hogan off.
No, I wouldn't need to take Hogan off either. He's the one that looks most likely to maybe get a goal at this moment.
Clever play by Kirkman. Kirkman drills it in towards the near post, but nobody getting across virtually. He collects for the Robins.
I like the balance. I like the energy that Anthony Taff Williams has got in this Aberystwyth team, but they are going to get tired. They're youngsters.
Sears. Interesting how high the 2 full-backs are playing for Newtown, even though they're playing 4 at the back. Matty Jones and Sears trying to get forward on every opportunity. Cadwallader strong there, keeps the ball. Kirkman, that's an excellent pass, but unfortunately Hogan had strayed into an offside.
Wow, it was Smith's clever play, really. He's just allowed him to lean on him. And when he's leaned on him, he's just stepped him up. So he's got to be a little bit more alive, more alert, more awake. As a centre forward, a young lad. OK, I won't let him do that again.
Mills Evans to Cowans. Cowans forward, looking for the run of Ismail. Woolham across.
As a centre forward now, 20 minutes to go, local derby. I'd want to be the hero now. Wouldn't you, Mike? Wouldn't you want to be that man who scores that? There's not going to be many goals, is there? So might be only one goal in this game. Who wants it? Who wants to, roll them sleeves up? Who wants to get their goal? Who wants to get the 3 points?
Well, both sides have looked dangerous from set pieces. Mills Evans again up from the back. Wins the header, goes to ground. Aber clear. But it looks as if both sides are dependent on these set pieces. Either the long throw, the free kick, or the corner. And in Newtown's case, the long raking crossfield passes by Matty Jones. I must admit, with less than 20 minutes to go, I'm surprised that neither manager has played one of their attacking cards. Darlington looks tired to me in Aber's midfield. He's worked extremely hard.
Yeah, he has.
A raking ball out to the right-hand side, looking for Cowans. Cowans turns past Kirkman once. Van Lewis does well.
Yeah, but how well did Kirkman do to get goal side again there? Cowans has done ever so well with his skill to get past him, but Kirkman just so quick, so fast.
Smith, which is an interesting acquisition to the Newtown defence. Dominic Smith, former Welsh under-19 and under-21 international, played with Joe Rodon, Connor Roberts, Dan James, Morel, I think, was in that team as well. Here's Iwan Lewis for Aberystwyth. Hogan makes the run. It's a good run. It's a great ball. Oh, and he drags his shot wide. Oh, we could see that developing once Iwan Lewis had the ball to his feet. It was a superb run by Luca Hogan, and he's nearly scored on his debut and brought the house down here at Latham Park.
Everything was perfect apart from the finish. The pass, the weight on the pass, the angle of the pass, the run from Hogan was perfect in between defenders. Now he's faced with, does he take it first time, or does he take the goalie on and goes round him? He makes, for me, the right decision, but he pulls it instead of passes it. He's pulled it wide of the post instead of just passing it into the corner. He's trying to be too precise. He's got to make sure he just hits the target by passing the ball in.
Well, Hogan misses Aber's best opportunity. Mills Evans is on his haunches. There will be a change here. We spoke about the head injury at the beginning of the game, at the beginning of the second half. He's going to have to succumb, I think, after 75 minutes. Saint Sutton is being prepared, as are two other replacements for Newtown.
Yeah, I'd like to know the ruling on that, so we're very clear on the situation. Is it the referee's decision? Is it the coaches? Is it the trainers? Is it the physios? He's coming off, he's walking, he's going to walk around the corner in front of us.
I think he's made the decision himself here.
But he can't. Surely he can't as a football player. When there's a head injury, that decision has to be made by people around you, the scientists, the people in the know, if you like.
Aber wanted a free kick there. Ball with Darlington on his left foot. Well,
yeah, in the past we've seen him score them goals, haven't we? He's just took it onto his left foot there and lent back 30 yards. He needs to hit the corner to beat Dave Jones from this far on his left. I like, the way he's shaped his body to try and curl it with the side of his foot into that top corner.
Bit ambitious, perhaps, but here come the changes for the Robins. Sutton is on, Mills Evans is off, so like for like there. Callum Roberts is on. Zeli Ismail is off. and Devon Tory is on.
Matty Jones
and
is
Matty
off.
Jones is off. So I suppose like for like in terms of Callum Roberts and Matty Jones and Devon Tory.
And Ishmael, like for like, and Sutton for Mills Evans, like for like. So same system, but a 4-2 sitting, and 3 in front of him, and then the forward, Aaron Williams.
Sears towards the far post, it evades everybody, and it will be a goal kick.
I don't think that's a hard cross, you know. I really don't. Sears has had a good game this afternoon. He's one of the better ones for Newtown. The ball's out of his feet there. So he's got half a yard to curl that ball into that corridor of uncertainty where the defenders are running towards their own goal, the forwards are running in, so no one wants to touch it from the defensive side, but me as a centre forward, all he wants is like a little nick on it. But he's crossed it with too much power past the far post. Got to take a little bit of care.
I suppose we've seen an awful lot of crosses this afternoon, particularly from Matty Jones on the left-hand side. Would you say the quality was high and perhaps it's just the finishing that's poor or the defending that's better?
I think the boys have got into their defensive positions very quickly, very well for Aberystwyth, but I think Matty's crosses has been quality. So I've got a problem there with my centre forwards. I've got to work on their runs. Are they getting in there too early? Are they getting in there too late? What about their timing? Are they committed to making their runs near post, far post? And then my midfield players, where are they when my crosses is coming in? Are they hanging around the edge of the box so they can be there for the pullback?
To be honest with you, I'm surprised that Matty Jones has been taken off.
I am.
Because in terms of delivery, his quality has been excellent. It just takes just that one cross to create that one opportunity for goal. Aberystwyth through Bradford, through midfield to Iwan Lewis. Lewis thought of playing in Liam Walsh there, changed his mind, plays the ball square. Kirkman towards the far post. Sutton's first touch since coming on instead of Mills Evans. 13 minutes left here at Latham Park in the Mid-Wales derby. Thorne towards Cadwallader. Ball played down, touched by Cadwallader. Hogan is there. Hogan turns the ball towards goal. Aberystwyth want a penalty. Shane Sutton looks completely and utterly innocent. Nick Pratt.
For 1 second there, Mike, I thought he'd whistled and given a penalty, but he's in the end he's lifted his hand just a little bit further than the penalty spot and given a corner. It's hit his arm as he manoeuvred his body and arm across. As he moved his body across, yes, he's in a natural position, if you like, because his hands are near his side, but did he move slightly to the left to handball it?
A corner was taken, but the whistle went exactly the same time. I think Mr. Pratt will want a word with some of the players, some pushing and shoving in the 18-yard box. It's Cadwallader and Sears getting the lecture there. Just over 10 minutes to go.
So you don't want your man scoring now. Look how close Sears is to Cadwallader.
Well, there's a train. It looks like the Radol train of Aberystwyth. Waiting for the ball to come in towards the far post. Wycherley stays on his line. Kirkman manoeuvres the ball in onto his left foot. It's easily cleared by Newtown. Robles did have an opportunity to turn. Roberts feeds Evans. Evans and Roberts goes to ground. And the free kick. Evans goes to ground, but
Darlington's pulled it. Darlington has done it on purpose because he knows, there might be 5 against 4 at the back there with a quick breakaway from Newtown.
Cowans, Sears galloping round the right-hand side. Opportunity to cross. Sears pulls it back to Cowans. It's an excellent ball in. And it's Darlington who heads away. Players go to ground in the box. Liam Walsh wants a free kick. Aaron Williams also went to ground. Mr. Pratt gives a corner.
Yeah, I think this is more of a free kick from... How can that be handball? It's him on the back of the head. And Aaron Williams is pulling him down at the same time. So, fortunately, Newtown have got a corner.
Desperate times go for desperate measures. You appeal for anything, Malcolm. Callum Roberts on his left foot towards the far post. Cadwallader. In the end, he scrambles it away for a corner.
Do you know what? That was the first time I've thought today, with all the handball decisions they've shouted for, that Cadwallader's might have gone up with his hand there.
Roberts again has gone over, as we said, like for like here, with Matthew Jones leaving the field, Callum Roberts coming on. Robbins need a good delivery here. And it's right underneath the bar. Difficult for Jones, it's headed away. Lewis for Aberystwyth, but it's straight to Robbie Evans. Sutton with a bit of a push. Williams, Evans, Smith has forced wide. Robbie Evans high into the night sky. Dave Jones, eyes on the ball. And he grabs the ball, takes it well, takes the pressure, and that's exactly why Aberystwyth signed him.
One of the reasons, definitely, but I'm just looking at the ball was in the air a long time for him, so he's giving him time to assess the flight, and all of a sudden shout early, and then he's always going to be first to the ball. Very authoritative, and just what Aberystwyth needed, because Newtown was just slowly getting back into the game, attacking-wise, creating half chances.
Scorio highlights of the weekend will be on Monday, as usual, at 10 o'clock, and will be repeated on Tuesday at 6:30 on S4C. Ball played forward for the Robins towards Devon Toney. Sears. Again to Toney. Sears. No, he hasn't got the ball in. It will be a goal kick. Devon Toney. One of the highlights of the second half, Malcolm, a header by the fan on the far side.
Well, do you know what? I think that this should be allowed to carry on from there. You know, we should play on, because the ball's back in play, no wasting time, and a little bit of excitement for the fans to try and challenge on the sidelines, to head the ball back in. Never going to happen.
Is the only fan we've seen that got a dog. There's a yellow card there for Ryan Sears for time wasting. So yellow for Sears, he's on the ball.
He'll learn his lesson off the kid on the sidelines who headed the ball back in.
Yeah.
He didn't want to waste any time.
No. 7 minutes left here.
Who wants to win?
So ironic, isn't it? You know, the last time the sides met, it was a real demolition of Aberystwyth. So they have come here with a plan. The plan has worked up until now. They've been dangerous on the counter as well. But here come Newtown, Callum Roberts, crosses Darlington, dithers. On the edge of the 18-yard box, this is Tory and Cowans work it between them, opportunity to cross. Here comes the cross by Tory, and it was Callum Roberts at the far post who went to ground, but the ball evades everyone.
Yeah, absolutely. Story of the afternoon, isn't it? Just that last end product, if you like, the crosses, the shots on target, the runs for them shots on target. Maybe that last pass has not been up to scratch and been of quality today. But there's still time to win the game. I'm wondering how many players out there really understands, you know, there's 5 minutes to go, and there is an importance of getting this 3 points. I know Aberystwyth haven't scored this season. I know how close Hogan has come already, but you can see him snatching it.
No changes for Aberystwyth in this second half, but this is Newtown's 4th, and it's Ryan Sears that'll be leaving the field on the far side, and taking his place will be young Hanok Bouaki, 18 years of age, a product of the Newtown Academy. He did start the game against Penabont in the first league game of the season, came on at the Oval last week. They think a lot of this young man, Hanok Bouaki. Boaki's gone straight into an attacking position.
Yeah.
And he'll get his first chase here against Harry Owen.
Well, he's got a bit of pace about him. Yeah, he's got a bit. Sorry, Mike, going across. He has got a bit of pace about him, and he's got fresh legs. And there's only 6-7 minutes, and the 3 young defenders of Aberystwyth are tired.
Players, that's a wasted. Of all the quality that we've seen coming from this left-hand side, through Callum Roberts, and then before that, Matty Jones, that was poor.
But you just expect more from one of the most experienced, if you like, Robles players, you know, in the Welsh Premier League, if you like. Came, you know, when he first burst onto the scene at Bala, went to TNS, won the championship, comes to Newtown last season. Maybe a little bit underachieved since he's come here, but just a cross with no pressure on the ball. You expect more from a player of his ability.
One that's caught the eye for Aberystwyth certainly has been Billy Kirkman. Kirkman inside to Hogan. Hogan surrounded by Robbins. And Wycherley clears high into the evening sky here. Lovely evening. Late August evening here in Newtown. Ball played forward. Excellent control by Aaron Williams. Williams invites the run. The cross is dangerous. Darlington is there. Edge of the box, forward to Iwan Lewis. Lewis is strong. Opportunity to pass it forward to Hogan. Hogan, Cadwallader on the far side, on the far post, waiting for a cross. He needs support, the young man. He crosses early, and it's easily cleared by Newtown.
You know, he's played really, really well today. Darlington, he's been all over the place. I bet he's covered more miles today than he's done in the last 5 years, you know, on the pitch. He's really looking fit, looking onto his game. He's 34 now, you know, plenty of experience, plenty of goals, but he's got a different, deeper role now. But he's done his defensive duties today. He's played some really quality passes in midfield there, like he started off that one there.
Robbins on the ball. Rob Evans, opportunity to change the point of attack. Cowans towards Tory. And again, Aberystwyth play it forward, and Hogan has beaten his man. Wonderful play by Luca Hogan. He bursts into the box. And again, that little touch. I'm sure he was looking to bring that ball back onto his right foot, and he should have just whipped it in with his left. I know we're being critical of a young man on his debut here, but he's done so well.
Just to take the pressure off his defence as well, he's done so well. But George Hughes did ever so well for Newtown there, just going over to do the covering, stand his ground, and then just won the ball off him.
Substitution, first of the afternoon for Aberystwyth, and it comes with only a minute and a half left, and it's Mark Cadwallader who leaves the field. Well, I don't think he's pleased, actually, that he's being substituted. He's worked his socks off, to be fair.
Well, they all have. All the Aberystwyth boys said, you know, to make the first substitute with only 2 minutes on the clock left. And it tells you a lot about the efforts, levels that Anthony Williams, the manager, has had from his players this afternoon, or this evening.
So Cadwallader leaves the field. John Owen, a like-for-like replacement.
Yeah, he's a centre-forward, Big John. He doesn't score a lot. You watch him score now.
One throw for Newtown. Sutton beaten in the air. Ball breaks to Hogan. Hogan turns cleverly, plays the ball into space, looking for the run of Iwan Lewis. Lewis putting pressure on substitute Tory. Concedes the free kick needlessly.
Yeah, we're happy to do so. He was out of position. I think they'll just go one-dimensional here, because last few minutes of the game, they'll just go one direct ball, try and get a goal, Newtown.
Interesting, actually, to see who's named as player of the game.
It's got to be Ewan Lewis, isn't it, or Alex Darlington.
Bradford strong in the challenge, and that ball's come off a Newtown player. And as is tradition now, we have 6 minutes. That's quite a low figure, actually, in terms of what we've been used to at the beginning of this new season. So 6 minutes of injury time added at the end of the Mid-Wales derby, 0-0. a shortage of opportunities, particularly for Newtown. Aberystwyth getting the better of the chances, and perhaps Luca Hogan on his Welsh Premier debut, the best of the bunch. And it's Hogan after this one. Wycherley is called, and Wycherley collects.
Still plenty of time to get a winner. Plenty of late goals today in the Welsh Premier League.
And Sean Meredith was choosing on Welsh commentary our player of the game. And Malcolm Allen and Sean Meredith agree, yes it is. Iwan Lewis, Aberystwyth Town's midfield dynamo, ever present last season. Moved to back to Aber. He was there in the academy. I remember watching him when he was only 15 years of age. Very promising youngster.
Played every
Come
game.
into the Welsh Premier very late.
No, but played every game last season. That's how much they depended on him coming from Gresfield, was it?
Gilsfield,
yeah. And all of a sudden, you look at it this season, you know, he started off where he left off last year. You know how much commitment, you know how much effort. Him and Alex Darlington have run about 8.5, 9 miles today, easily. A lot more than anyone else on the pitch. But it's not just that. It's just his presence in and around the midfield area. He never, ever shies away from a tackle. Always tries to keep the ball moving.
Oh, it's a bad mistake there by Dave Jones, trying to play the ball down the channel. Robbed by Robles. And Aber are really lucky there. And across comes Robbie Evans. And this will be a yellow card, I'm sure, late in the game. The foul given away by Evans. The foul on Darlington.
It was a bad ball, wasn't it, to start with?
Oh, my goodness. I thought that Robles was going to get his head up, Malcolm, and go for goal.
I know, well, we saw it last week with Scorcher, didn't we?
Yeah.
From Colwyn Bay, but maybe Robles not full of confidence at the moment, didn't want to go for it with his left foot, but hey, what a counter-attack again, winning the ball back, and then now a free kick to put Newtown under pressure.
Well, with the free kick, header won by Aberystwyth, is loose in the box. Sutton is there. It's wide of the mark, and it'll be a goal kick. Sutton causing all the players problems, causing Malcolm and I problems as well in the commentary box. Let's see who got that last touch. I think it was Harry Owen.
Well, his shirt is ripped there. Can you see it? Look at that.
Yeah. We played 3 of the 6 added minutes here at Latham Park. Ball with Robles. Robles.
How strong, Liam Walsh, another youngster. How strong did he look there in a race with Robles after 93.5 minutes?
It looks as if it's going to finish in a stalemate, Malcolm, but of the 2 managers and the 2 sides, I think Aberystwyth take a lot of positives from this game.
Absolutely so. And also the age group of his youngsters, they can only gain the experience from games like today by gaining a point away from home. They know, you know, they're only going to improve, they're only going to develop, they're full of potential at the moment. And I really like the balance in their team with the youngsters. And it's like Anthony Williams said, go and express yourselves. I'll give you a system to play to your strengths. Just hasn't been clinical enough in the last third of the pitch. That's the only difference today from Aberystwyth. They weren't clinical in the opposition last third attacking bit.
Yellow card for Liam Walsh for the foul on Louis Robles. Now there was an opportunity at the end of the first half for Aberystwyth. What's the quality like for Newtown? Free in the box. Would be cruel on Aberystwyth if they conceded. Now ball is cleared. It was Darlington, I think, again. Hughes for Newtown spreads it to Cowans. Cowans drives it across the 18-yard box. Iwan Lewis, player of the match, plays it forward. Hogan looks around for the ball. It's there for Hughes. Lewis in strongly. Boake. And good play by Thorne, the Aberystwyth captain, to rob Boake. And Darlington spreads the ball well out to Hogan. Hogan inside to Iwan Lewis. Lewis to Kirkman, Aberystwyth finishing strongly, ball is free, opportunity for a shot, and the ball is well saved. The shot is well saved by Wycherley.
Well then.
Iwan Lewis, player of the match, nearly crowned it with a goal.
Yeah, he would have just put the icing on the cake for him. He bounced in front of the goal. He's done the most powerful of shots, just he bounces awkwardly in front of the goalie, so he has to make number one thing, get it round the post, make sure I save it, keep it out the net.
Well, seconds left of the 6 that have been added at the end of this derby. Aberystwyth finishing strongly. Players up from the back. It's floated up towards the far post. Bradford is there, but it's collected by Wycherley. Corner kick floated up towards the far post. Newtown haven't given up the ghost either. This is Callum Roberts. They have to deal with this, Aberystwyth. Harry Owen turns. Ball up for a throw. All eyes on Nick Pratt, our referee. We played well over the 6 added minutes and we're still going. This is Robbie Evans. Evans for the Robins. To Hughes. Hughes spreads it out to the right-hand side. This is Cowans. Cowans cuts inside. Oh, and again it's Iwan Lewis there to deny the Robins. There is an opportunity. Oh, he's given the ball away, Iwan Lewis. Cross played in. Williams awaits. Roberts to Boyake. Boyake, and there it is, the final whistle from Nick Pratt. Stalemate at Latham Park. First points of the new season for both sides. Luca Hogan came closest for Aberystwyth. A beautiful ball played through to him by Iwan Lewis, player of the match. But he dragged his shot wide. Mills Evans also went close for Newtown. But it's finished here, a point apiece for the Robins and Aberystwyth at Latham Park. Final score, Newtown 1, Newtown 0, Aberystwyth 0.
Diolch yn fawr iawn am hynny. A dyna ni, wedi gorffen yn ddisgwr fan hyn. Ambell i gêm gyfartal, di bod penwthnos yma, pnawn ma. Digwydd bod dim gol hwyr dramatig fan hyn. Ond y Bari wedi cael pwynt yn y Seintiau Newydd. A hefyd, Holford yn sgolion hwyr wedi cael pwynt yn erbyn Caernarfon. Felly digon dramatig mae wedi bod penwthnos yma. Ond disgwr fan hyn. A dyma'r tabl wrth i ni weld 5 clwb gyda 7 pwynt tua'r brig. Aberystwyth a Drenewydd yn cael eu pwyntio cyntaf o'r tymor. Nhw a Bai Colwyn gyda 1 pwynt yr un. Ond mae'n gynnar. A ni'n mynd i gael sgwrs gyda rheolwr Aberystwyth, Anthony Williams, Aberystwyth manager, joins us now. Was that a sigh of relief I saw at the final whistle there, Anthony?
I think second half we weathered the storm, but we had probably the best chance of the game. I know they hit the post as well, but we're a young side. We're a very young side, but I've got some good experience in and around them. They're honest, good bunch lads, and they'll see us through this season really, really well. You're going to weather the storm, come place like this. We've had 3 games so far against the top 6 from last year. Yes, we've only picked up 1, but we've put 90 minutes together today, which we only did 45 the last 2 games.
You saw glimpses, as you say, a few young players coming in, of course. How important is that first point, though, of the season, just to get that one?
Of course it is. We're not under any illusion. We need to get off and running. When you've got an 18-year-old, 2 19-year-olds, a 20-year-old, 2 22-year-olds, then with some experience in and around, it's a good blend, a good mix. And listen, I'm not afraid to chuck him in. Probably got another one coming in next week, so hopefully onwards and upwards. And you've seen that they've stood up against quite a tough opposition and got a reward and possibly could have nicked it.
Games coming quickly. You can enjoy tonight, but Tuesday night is Pontypridd and the new Saints coming up as well. Yeah. How relentless is it at the start of the season?
I think there's 7 games in 27 days from now, so they come thick and fast. So it's a case of a squad game. I know I've probably only used 1 sub today, but use the rest of them. We aren't a big squad, but what we've got is honest, good working lads, and we go again, and that performance gives us a bit of confidence going into the next game.
Well, Anthony, I enjoyed watching you kicking every ball there. Congratulations, first point of the season, and thanks very much for the interview, as usual. Congratulations.
Thank you, cheers, thanks.
Diolch yn fawr iawn i Anthony am fy draw at ni, bore teg, reit ar ddiwedd y gêm fel yna. Mae mwy o gemau i ddod, ganol wythnos wrth gwrs, os cofiwch chi. Pen y Bont yn erbyn Met Caerdydd sydd nesa o ran gemau byw sgorio. A gêm nos Wener nesa, Caernarfon yn cwrdd a Connah. A mae Chris Hughes gyda ni, Newtown manager Chris Hughes. What do you make of that, Chris? First point of the season to start with, anyway.
Yeah, first point, first clean sheet, so that's a positive. I thought that we huffed and puffed second half. Obviously, we hit the bar early in the second half. I think we threw Kieran off a corner. And then you just thought it was going to break for us, and it didn't. We probably lacked a little bit of quality, made some wrong decisions in the final third, and Aber were a deep block, and it was difficult to break down, and we had to pass and probe and be patient, and we made a couple of wrong decisions, which meant that we weren't able to sustain attacks, and that was the message at half time: keep sustaining attacks, and something will happen for us. And unfortunately, we weren't able to do that.
You've had a few changes over the summer, a lot of players leaving, players coming in, of course. How long does it take to click in that situation?
Well, look, we keep working hard on the training ground. As I say, it's a good point today. Clean sheet. I think our first clean sheet last year was middle of December, I think. So, they're the positives. Obviously, just a couple of things we need to work on in the last third. And like I said, after Friday night, we're not a million miles away, and we'll keep working hard and keep persevering.
You haven't got much time before you turn it around again. Games are coming so quick right now. It's Quay away coming up midweek, and then you're back here against Cardiff Met. Anthony Williams saying there how many games coming up for the start of the season. How relentless is it? Yeah,
it's tough, but that's what you're here for. We want to, for us now, it's about taking the positives from today and moving into Tuesday night against, obviously a really tough game at Quay.
Chris, thanks very much for your time. Enjoy tonight, anyway. And the work starts again tomorrow morning, I'm sure. Chris Hughes gyda ni, rheolwr y Dre Newydd. Diolch yn fawr iawn iddo fe am ei amser. A dyna ni, penwythnos arall di mynd fan hyn yn uwch gyngred Cymru JD. Just gyda llaw cwpl o sgoriau penwythnos. Caerdydd di ennill am y tro cyntaf tymor yma. Abertawe di colli Wrexham yn gyfartal. A Casnewydd di ennill eto. Will Evans di sgorio eto. Beth sy'n digwydd i Will Evans? Gwedwch. A dyna ni, diolch yn fawr iawn am eich cwmni. Di sgor fan hyn. O'n i'n cwyno bod ni'n ddiflas ar yr egwyl. Nath i newid yn yr ail hanner. Digon o densiwn, ond dim goliau. Pwyntiau cyntaf tymor y Dre Newydd ac Aberystwyth. Diolch yn fawr iawn am eich cwmni. Hwyl fawr.